Brews and Banner Podcast. What up? Welcome to Brews and Banner Podcast. I'm your host, Rob G. And with me, as always, is the legendary Brew Crew. What up, fellas?
I got water, I got, juice or whatever. It's like, y'all need twin legs? Matter of fact, I do.
To everybody is,
does Delaware have an actual culture?
This is the podcast that we talk about beer, but we also talk about a lot of things that's happening in the world, politics, movies, anything really that comes to our mind while we're here sampling these brews. Grab a drink and pull up a chair.
I want to. I like to introduce myself. My name is BBP, and I'm the human orchestra called Brew. Like the music all the way is my special. When I go, I want you, girl, get excited. When they hear my lyrics, they want to recite on my
Yeah, R.I.P. to Bismarck Key.
Yes.
Make sure.
Absolutely.
Everybody,
Yeah.
Gotta pay homage, even though I already respected. I think most people respected Bismarck Key before he passed away. So hopefully he felt that love and appreciation that, people still sing Just a Friend on top of their lungs whenever time we play.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, I was in the green room getting ready for my show when the news broke. It was like changed the whole mood, backstage. When it hit the waves.
Yeah, it was and I think that was people. I think look how he was crying.
LL
he posted on the thing. Yeah.
I imagine they've been friends since the 80s, if not late 70s. Sure. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Right.
That's whole camp, the whole circles.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, see, I think my camera is jumping, is freezing. I'm gonna twist it.
You wait behind.
I'm gonna switch to the other camera.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, because right now, you
way
slow
off.
blow.
Yeah.
Sexy Rob. Oh, shit, that was sexy. That shit was sexy.
That needed some music in the background. Bang, bang,
You was like this on him, like.
Oh, that's what I am.
It was sexy.
giving
It was sexier than that though.
Those
I tried.
the barber pose headshots.
Yeah, you look like
the poster.
You look like R. Kelly in what was that video?
Don't associate me with R. Kelly on nothing.
I was in the robber union forever.
Okay, Robert, you are forever Robert.
Forever in the robber union.
Somebody
named
named
their name.
Roosevelt Kelly. His actual name is Roosevelt.
Hell, that's the most terrible. His first name.
That's why he changed it to Robert on his own, but it wasn't never legal.
Are you serious?
Always. No, I'm just
No, okay.
Jesus. Big brother can still do that to him every once in a while. It's like, hold on, is that real?
Because the way he was saying it was like he read this shit somewhere.
Right.
Oh man.
The secret is always have conviction in your throat. What up? Welcome to Bruising Banter Podcast, where the topic is the rocket and the brew. Would that be the fuel? And I'm your host, Rob G, and with me, as always, the legendary Brew Crew. What's going on, fellas? I guess we are kind of started.
It's all gravy. I'm doing great.
It don't matter when time the intro comes in.
Yeah,
as long as the intro comes. Sometimes I think we did the intro like 15, 20 minutes. It don't matter. Right?
That's true.
Yeah.
But you gotta laugh every time you do it.
How you guys doing?
I do.
I'm good, man. I'm good.
He said he ain't do. He got to laugh after every time.
That giggle.
Yeah, it's my come to my signature note. I don't know. I can't help it.
You can't help it. It is your signature. That's what a signature is.
This is episode 127 of Bruising Banter Podcast, the check-in volume, or 4.0, I should say, because I didn't say volume. This is 4.0. Checking in on everybody, seeing how everyone's doing. We know someone had a performance on Friday night. How'd that go?
Sir. Oh man!
Oh, my performance went really. Say no.
It was good to be back on the stage. Post COVID, the previous show before that was actually Valentine's Day of 2020 before everything got shut down. So this was a really, really good celebration. There was obviously still COVID policies that we had to adhere to, so we couldn't have it at the World Cafe Live, which is a bigger venue. But we like the intimate setting of Ardmore Music Hall up in Ardmore, PA. It was I think it was perfect for the event. It still could hold a few hundred people. Seating with space, so you had to buy tickets in pairs. You couldn't like buy single tickets unless you wanted to stand up at the bar, but you had to buy them like day of or at the door. But I mean, we did all the good 90s stuff. From we had a guy do Tevin Campbell, Can We Talk? I'm like, yo, you can still sing that? You know what I mean? The whole premise of 90s Kind of Love is all the 90s movies and soundtracks. So we always play a clip of the movie that represents the song from the soundtrack. So man, good representation of everybody did their thing. Everybody did their thing.
Tevin Campbell's song went to a movie?
I don't know if that one did, but I think that was from the 90s. So from the 90s, they just pay homage in that way. I didn't see it.
When the last time you heard anybody cover that song? Like,
I know.
Right. That's like you don't even need a. I know we got a theme, but if that nigga can sing that, sing Tevin,
I sing it during karaoke. So
yeah, a lot of people do.
You should have seen my man. It was my first time meeting him, but you should have seen my man at Soundcheck. He was like, I'm tired already, like singing this song in Soundcheck. I was like, yeah, you gotta belt that entire song. There's no like high or low moment. It's just high. You come in high, you go higher.
That song's so good, man.
It is.
You'd be disappointed if you're going to try to cover it. It don't sound good.
It don't sound good. Right?
That's why nobody draws it. That's why you don't hear it about.
And he killed it.
Y'all better get as many shows in as y'all can before the next lockdown.
Oh yeah, it's coming.
Well, our next date is already booked for October 22nd.
It's gonna be locked down before October.
That made
October 22nd. I think the beginning.
It's either going to be all the way good by then or all the way bad. I don't think it's going to be like it is now.
Yeah, that unfortunately conflicts with my trip to Cali, so I don't know if I'm going to be on that show, but I'm trying to see what can happen.
You could Zoom it.
I can zoom in and perform.
Yeah.
Be in two places at one time. I don't know if that lick me drinking at Blacktoberfest and performing will work though.
It might work.
I always drink after I perform. And what was so crazy was Friday night, I was second to last of the second set. So I'm like, man, I can't even get toasty.
By the time you get done, you go, it's time to go.
Right. So I had to hang out at South Street and hang out like afterwards.
You should have got up there and drank and looked like motherfucking Keith Sweat up that bitch. Like,
oh man,
like Keith Sweat looked at
right. Great Casey and JoJo from the 90s. You
exactly.
Look like them.
Great segue because I watched a little bit of him in action from the verses, and he was in rare form.
It's like as many of these as people do. It's always sometimes somebody come in and just show you something like, yo, like you knew not to be that drunk, bro. Like,
right. You know what was weird?
He may have been nervous though. I think to be drunk, like
I think he went in the back. I think he was going in the back. He went in the back and drank some brown or something because he wasn't drinking what was out there on the joint. He was going, yeah, I let it rock.
Yeah, he wasn't drinking. He was going out. And the shy. Oh, see now because I was watching. What's my man name?
There you go.
Avion. It was an Avion Crockett or whatever his name is. And he comes saying, Chirac. So I keep on thinking that's how he said it. But that's not how Keith Sweat actually said it. But before we get into even more,
even start.
I need to know.
Oh, Gravy, it was good. It was good to catch up.
What are we drinking today, fellas? Lou, what are you drinking? Well, not Lou, because Lou, I thought he was further because he was like,
I was pouring. I was at you. I knew he was going, so I started pouring my beer. I was concentrating. That's my concentration face. Yeah, I'll go first. I went to Crooked Hammock. I didn't go to Crooked Hammock, but that's where we got today. I actually got this from Total Wine, so that's good that they were up in Claymont. It's called 4 Tires, 2 Friends, and a Radio. It's an American lager. That's what the can looks like.
Okay.
It's done very, very well, guys. I'm enjoying it. I I'm finished my first little round. I was pouring another one. It's really golden. Looks just like a Pilsner should. It did have some head on it. The head has dissipated as I poured. Let me read this. Hammock State of Mind. Brewed with all-American ingredients for a refreshing all-American lager. Pairs well with friends, music, and new adventures. No destination needed. Cheers, man. I'll pass me another. Nice. I like this. I like lagers. Somebody told us lagers and pilsners have to be done well to be considered a good brewery. Crooked Hammock. Cheers.
Nice. Nice.
Hey, speaking of there it is, Garrett Oliver's.
Cheers to Garrett. Appreciate it.
All right, yo, what are you drinking on?
Boom. I'm drinking. No, I got the Secret Machine. This is from
the can is white and bright because that thing can't even see it.
Yeah, it's hard to see.
There you go.
Yeah, a little bit,
it's a gelato?
Yes.
Blueberry gelato.
That would be.
You got ice cream in it?
That would be a strawberry blueberry gelato.
Nice.
This is a sour, and it is a 7% ABV. Now, I didn't look up to see what really was in there, but with strawberries, blueberries.
There you go.
I mean, strawberry blueberries and something
gelato.
Right.
So some ice cream.
And gelato is what? Ice cream and water ice mixed together.
It's like Jello,
right?
It's like Jello and whipped cream.
Yeah, I never ordered a gelato.
They freeze it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've had gelato, but I've never asked. I guess I should.
I think it's like the water ice and the ice cream mixed
with Jello. With Jello
cream.
I think it's like all four of them things.
That's what Rita's do. Right?
Yeah, I think like Italian gelato may be something totally different.
I think it may be Jello, something with Jello.
Okay,
but I don't know.
So that means never mind.
Then I got it in my throwback glass from Fresh Fest of 2019. Throwback.
Nice.
Oh, you know what, man? Me too.
Oh, okay.
Gelato is a dessert of Italian origin.
I was looking it up too.
Base of 3.25% butterfat, whole milk, and sugar. It is generally lower in fat than other styles of frozen dessert.
Okay. So that's what it is. The gelato is just the ice cream that they put on top of it, but it's just like a smoother, less fat.
Is it less fat or more fat?
Less fat. So it's less 3.2% butter.
Because I think ice cream has to have like 10% cream to be considered ice cream.
Yeah. It has sugar and obviously the fruit puree or the nut puree, whatever it is. Flavor is.
Okay. This is delicious. So I mean, all that stuff is in there. So
did where you find that? You find out at your local beer store, or you went down
this
there?
At my local brother's store.
Okay. Hey, brother. Hey, big brother. Big brother. I was like, where did it come out of your refrigerator at? Before it went into your fridge.
Creston. So shout out to Other Side Brewing Other Side Beverages for bringing that up here. I mean, definitely got our keeping Creston's and local
Yoda don't got no receipts.
No,
can't get no tax break. You can't get a tax write-off from stealing from your brother's refrigerator.
I got beers.
He got beers. He got beers. Because he going through State Line Liquor or whatever it was.
That's right. Yep. That happened.
Yeah, but normally at Taco Tuesdays I bring something to partake in, and I'll leave whatever we didn't drink. Yeah.
That's good.
What are you drinking on?
Man, it's a double fist kind of day.
Oh,
it's a double fist, and I'm going for more later. But
it's not a double fist. That's a triple.
Well, I haven't decided. What that.
You need a volunteer to hold some beers for him.
Right. But the first one up, I thought this was interesting. Harlan and I were chatting through text. And he sent me like a whole list of like new beer tastings that's about to happen through a few different breweries. And Aslan Beer Company was one of those breweries that was on the list.
You should forward that to us.
I will. Yep.
I missed the part. Who told you?
Harlan down in Maryland. He sent me like this reel. It's like a video, so you'll see like a little reel of beer tastings that's coming up in the I guess in the DMV area. And Aslan Beer Company was one of the ones that was on there. So I ran over to Crescent this morning in their refrigerated section and grabbed this one from Aslan Beer Company, which is the Drive-In Copycat America's Collaboration. I don't even they got so much on this damn can. I don't even need to read all of it, but in terms of
like
what's
like a Sonic type of thing.
that's
like
the drive-in copycat. So this is a sour IPA. I know Lou, you're a fan of the sour IPAs, right? And so am I. But this one is brewed with lemon, lime, toasted coconut, vanilla, and lactose or milk sugar. But look at the color. Look at the color of this joint.
Oh shit!
Look at the color.
Like
yo, that's what my pool look. That's what my pool water looked like a couple weeks ago.
You better get that pH right.
Oh, it's right now, baby. It's right there.
So, when we first started the podcast and I was, pouring it while the intro was coming in, I was like, man, I am not going to like this, like just based on the pour of it. Right.
All right.
And I, took a sip of it, and surprisingly, none of the lime is obviously took the color, and it also, is the first flavor you taste, but you taste the vanilla coconut, as well. So you really don't get any of the bitter or bite of the IPA like at all. And when you pour it, it's no head on it at all. It literally has almost like zero fizz, but you taste the carbonation in it when you drink it. 6% ABV. I'm trying to expand my palate on the sour IPA, so I tried this one. So I'm gonna say I'll have just one of this in this case. Just because I'm warming up to it. Then the other one, go ahead.
No, I was saying it kind of looks like a slushy that melted.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
I like that.
I'm just trying to see like if I pick up on anything else, but it's definitely the lime and the coconut that's most, I would say, prevalent.
Lime and
the coconut. Nice. Yeah, we gotta post that. That's like perfect.
Lou had a beer that looked like that kind of when we went to Iron Hill.
It was that blue like color. Remember we were sitting there?
It was blue. Okay, I knew it was colorful.
Yeah, it was like
a blueberry fizz.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
it's a little weird.
Oh, by the way, mine's is before you get to your second one, Dev. This is American Lager. Is a real summertime chill beer. It's 4.8% alcohol by volume. So this is a drink multiples. Yeah.
Nice.
Go ahead, Dev.
And then, like I said, I was on my beer shopping kick in Crescent. So, by the way, the Crescents here in Middletown, they finally finished their expansion. So this thing is huge. It is huge now. It like takes up 3, almost 4 storefronts when you walk in there. So it used to be like, how you go in there, it was like super tiny, and they had that little room of like all the micro craft beer. Now that thing is like 3. It's like 4 versions of the store, and they're still not even finished. So it looks good in there. Yeah, so
they were doing crowlers and stuff like that too, right? They were doing crowlers, right, at one point, or did they take that out?
I don't know. I never got one from Crescent.
Oh.
Yeah, I hadn't gotten one, so they may still do it, but it really nice. I hadn't really stayed in there long enough to really ask any questions on anything. But my second buy, because I was trying to get to First State, which I missed yesterday. And they didn't open until 12 today, so I just had to go into the refrigerated aisle and get this Turtle Dreams. I went to the sour kick again. This one's a tropical sour with the lulo pineapple. So as we know, we had the lulo and pineapple, but it really, on the back of the can, it really doesn't really talk much about the lulo as being as much of the notes of the beer. It's more pineapple, lemon, and clementine. As far as the notes or flavors, and then as far as the hops, it's a cashmere, citra, and lemon drop. As far as the hops, this ABV is 6%. This one is a lot more enjoyable than that Aslan sour. This one right here is, you can see the color. It had a bit of head on it when I first poured it, but this is a pass me another.
All right.
Very subtle.
All right. Rob G.
Yes, sir.
It's been about 2 weeks, buddy. For me, anyway.
Yeah.
What are you drinking on today?
I'm actually drinking on another gooey beer. It's actually a Thrillist, though. I don't know if I had this one on here.
I feel like we had something named Thrillist.
I've heard of it.
Or we
that
seen
name
it or
sounds
seen it?
familiar.
I
Yeah, that
can't.
name
For
sounds
some
familiar.
reason, it ain't.
But it's
Well,
Is it one of their famous
pecans,
beers?
right?
it's one of their hype the beers that people get hyped for and line up
Yeah,
for.
maybe
and all
that's
that
what
kind
it
of stuff.
is. Yeah. What flavor is that?
This is actually the one they did with Other Half,
Mm.
and this has strawberry, black cherry, and I'm not a stracciatella. If anybody hears this and say, "Hey, tell me exactly," it is still it's a gelato. It's a form of gelato, so it's but it's a stracciatella, which is a
Is that with an
so-
S?
yeah,
S? Stracciatella.
STRACCIATELLA. I won, like the girl from Spelling Bee.
Yeah, man. That's a
Nice.
lot.
You didn't win.
I didn't.
What that is it? That's a sour.
Yeah, it's a sour.
Yeah.
There it is.
Oh,
right
it looks
there.
like mine, kind of.
Yeah,
Look at that.
5.2.
But that
looks so heavy.
That looks even thicker though. God
Yeah,
damn.
that is a
Yeah,
freaking beet
You
juice.
better go get a spoon, nigga.
Right.
You gotta eat
Right.
that.
it is. I mean, and the foam is thick too. Man.
Yeah.
Got it in my drink glass.
Oh, mystic.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I like them, nice and thick.
Oh man, you even stuck the tongue out.
I mean, it definitely is a. I know they call them sour, but it leans sweeter than sour.
Sweet, right? Yeah. That's why I like them because they're so sweet.
Right. But it definitely you can taste the blackberry, a little bit of strawberry.
Okay.
I feel like there's some chocolate in there. So maybe I think the stracciatella they always may have like chocolate chip pieces in there. So that might be what it's
Oh, that's blackberry and strawberry. This is blueberry strawberry.
Yeah, this is black cherry.
Oh,
Strawberry, black cherry. So you taste the black cherry, but there's also a hint of definitely some chocolate notes in there for sure. And I'm assuming that's from that gelato that I'm saying because it normally has dark chocolate in the actually when I'm reading the thing, it does generally have dark chocolate in there. So there it is. So that's why I taste chocolate with the black cherry. So black cherry and chocolate. I mean, you can't go wrong.
That's true.
Nice.
That sounds good. That sounds delicious.
It is tasty. So shout out. It definitely passed me another shout out to Dewey Beer Co. and Other Half for their collaboration. I wonder if
I think I want to go to Dewey to their brewery.
Let's go. Want to go today? I'm
we
free.
got a gallon.
Got something good. We can go tomorrow. I'm off tomorrow.
I mean, I'm free tomorrow. Why not?
Well,
I'll work remote. Let's just do it. Let's go down. Let's meet you down there like 1 o'clock.
You can't go, nigga.
I bet I can. My computer can set up anywhere. Let me get that hotspot. That hotspot work everywhere, baby.
That is true. If you got Wi-Fi, you work.
Text you.
I'm serious. I mean, like, yo,
they got two locations. The one in Haberson and then the one actually in Dewey.
Hey,
I don't know if it's not a big difference in terms of the drive time. I think it's like
right.
I like
That's what I was gonna say. What's the drive?
I think they're about
It's 10 minutes
close to each other.
Down there. It's down there.
They killing it down there.
Yeah.
That's what's
Yeah,
up.
but shout out to other. I think one of my wife's friends brought this up. I was about to say shout out to other half. I mean, other side, but they brought the other ones that everyone. What the other two y'all, Yoda and Dev was talking about. All right. Well, it looks like everybody got some great beers.
Great beers for great conversation.
Yeah, I'm not going to double fist today. I'm going to keep it light.
I can't either. We got shit to do.
Right. So I'm going to keep it light. And then and that nice. It is thick, and it's the foam. The head on here is crazy. I don't know if you can see it.
It got crazy. The head on there, crazy, Rob.
The head is crazy, son.
It don't fade away. It don't fade away, huh?
I love the
head.
That head stick with you.
You can't go wrong with good head on a beer. All right.
What you want to talk about first?
Well, I think
I caught up on a show that you was talking about doing on the what's the one you was talking about? Sex Life. I caught up on that last night just because I was out of town.
Y'all both were not here last week. So how'd y'all vacations go?
Right. My vacation was great.
Mine
Where'd
was
y'all go? Where'd y'all go? Y'all just took off? Well, I know. Wait, where'd you go?
Vegas, baby.
I went to Puerto Rico.
Nice.
I thought he said he went to Puerto Rico. See, I
was
knew I wouldn't make it up.
sending y'all pictures of beer from Puerto Rico.
Nice. Nice.
I know. I was like, wait a minute. I know he said it. I know he said he went to Puerto Rico.
Mm-hmm. Yo, what kind of beers? Speaking of that, what kind of beers did you taste while you were there? I know just because we're always in that mindset.
Just them two. Like I wasn't really hunting for beer. It was like a lot of rum and alcohol was the thing, and tequila. Yeah. But for the drinking, I was there for the food and the beach.
Got it.
We had a condo Airbnb. We stayed like an hour out from San Juan, and the condo was like 100 feet from the beach, so you could walk to the beach.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, some Mofongo. Is that Mofongo?
Yeah, I never heard about this shit until I got to Puerto Rico. Yo, like my best friend
family watchers heard about this shit. No. That's
so what? It's good shit. Shit could be bad. Shit could be good. This shit is really good. But it all depends on how it's made. So I get there and I'm like, yo, what's this mofongo shit? And it's like plantains like mashed up, and then they just put it on your plate, and they all season it with different ways. But it's how they cook it depends on if it's good or not. So I ate it on some side grocery store shit, and it was gross. It was totally gross. I was like, I'm never eating this shit again. And then the next day I went on a food tour and they gave it to us the right way, and blew my mind. I ate mofongo every fucking day, but you shouldn't eat that shit every day. It's like eating mashed potatoes or rice. It just sits on you in this, but it's if you get it right. The one I had was good. It had peppers and onions and chicken with the plantains, and the plantains was mixed. It was sweet and the regular. Okay. Whatever them regular.
Now, where'd you eat the first one at? On the side of a grocery store.
So we went. So we stayed in the Airbnb. We stayed in the Airbnb. And the way Puerto Rico is like they have grocery stores that aren't like it's not like Acme. It's like a convenience store almost, but it got everything you need for grocery shopping. And right next door to the convenience store, there was a guy set up making like he had like it was a store, but almost like a food truck. He had like was cooking up whatever, but he had like. The shrimp, the fried shrimp that I had was delicious there, but his mofongo was terrible.
Rob tried to make it seem like a nigga caught you in the alleyway with the mofongo.
Like, here you go, son, I got this dry ass shit for your son. Right. Now that was terrible.
Right.
And it's crazy. My best friend's Puerto Rican, so I had to text his mom's like, "Yo, what's up? You've been holding out on me with this mofongo," and she's like, "She just don't know how to make it the way it's supposed to."
Got it.
So
Mom Rodriguez.
Yeah. I had to get on her.
Yeah.
That's like the biggest. That's one of the things they said you have to have in Puerto Rico.
That's all. It's every restaurant has a version or more, at least one version. You know what I mean? Some just
that's like when you similar when you go to Jamaica. When we went to the grill, like we had to have like the fish stew or the fish soup,
ackee and salt fish,
and they make that on the side of the road. Like they got a big brew pot, and our driver who we got to know personally. He was like, "I'll take you, and I'm going to tell you which one I get mine from." And he travels around like in his Winnebago style van with his own bowl. You know what I mean? Like his own bowl is.
I'm gonna just pop up right here.
I got my bowl. Look, fill my bowl up with my stew.
When I went to Jamaica, we knew a dude. He had a Tupac shirt on every day, so we called him Tupac. And he would do jerk chicken and sandwich, just riding his bike, and he just park his bike and throw out the grill. Like, yo, you got a whole grill on your bike, yo? Like, you just riding, pedaling from...
If he had a bowl, that means he don't pay for his. That means he gets paid because he brings people. He brings people, so they fill his bowl up. That's why.
Probably, because he in the van, he had the red stripe, beer for you as a courtesy to give to you. His name Tyrone, by the way. If y'all need him, he that bowl. I got his number. I got his number. That's how cool he is.
That's how it be people like that. Like we went on this tour just out of the ordinary. It was like, yo, let's go see this bat cave. So we walked in this bat cave. It's a beautiful picture. You get to the top of the cave, you get to see the landscape and the countryside and shit like that. And the dude on the tour, like, I like science and shit. He talking about bats. I'm like, I know about bats, But he told me like a little bit of shit about bats I didn't know. And then he was talking about the cave and just was just knew so much about it. So I'm like, yo,
fuck what they tell me about bats.
I know you don't. Bats, squirrels, I know you don't fuck with bats. You ain't going in the bat cave. I know. Right. But if you like bats, go to the cave. It was
like bats. You're a weird motherfucker.
It's all right to be weird, ladies and gentlemen.
I am Batman.
People love Batman.
Yo, I was about to say Batman.
But as far as you said, Yoda, you don't fuck with caves and bats. I don't fuck with that. Nah, squirrels. No squirrels.
I don't even like to look at baseball because they got bats.
That nigga drinking like Halloween. This nigga don't like Halloween, vampires. He ain't watched no Twilights.
Right.
Fuck them. I know.
No,
I know.
out of this, just because we talking about bats and Batman, like other superheroes, which he's not Marvel, but like Batman is the dude. Like of the movies, I feel like
Batman is the worst.
The Batman is the best.
Batman's the best to you because you could be him. That's the only reason.
Why?
Because he's the worst. Somebody broke it down and said he's the worst.
He's the worst.
He's a billionaire.
He's a billionaire.
The best thing he could do with his money is go out and beat out criminals. Like he couldn't use that money to save them criminals.
Feed the poor. Feed the poor. You sitting there, you beating up a dude who robbed the bank. Leave that to the cops. The cops got him. You gonna beat this nigga up? The Joker is around because of Batman. Like that's why the Joker came to privilege. Yeah,
well, that's what they were saying.
Take away his utility belt, and he is nothing in the fight. But he is a samurai. I give him that. He is a samurai. That samurai.
Got that samurai.
But he only did that samurai shit because he a billionaire. He had the time.
Well, I say maybe
no regular. Me and you don't got the time to go to Japan or China to become a samurai.
Okay.
Yeah, well, that's what they were breaking it down. I was like, I never thought about that.
So Batman, your favorite, Dev? Batman, your favorite?
I would say like I rock with.
They said not anymore.
No. I rock with Batman, regardless of what's been said. Like if I had to sit and watch like a Batman Returns or a Batman, like I'll sit and watch that like any day. So I even do have the collection.
We talking about the movies, or we talking about the actual character
and movies? Like I own
are good, but Batman is a terrible to me.
Well, I think they go hand in hand. Like I mean, they are. I got the of like any collections items. Like I have the Batman collection. You know what I mean? Like the collection, like the whole trilogy.
Who's your favorite Batman?
The Keaton.
Okay,
that's the original?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the first one.
That's not the original.
The original, not the original.
Adam West.
The original movie.
Well, no, the only Adam West was the show.
Yeah.
The only movie, the first movie was Michael Keaton.
Yeah. So you rather say
you talking about
instead of
I like Michael Keaton, but not my Christian Bale. Those are the best movies.
Hey, I'm just telling you what I like.
Well, Rob, Batman ain't even your favorite guy, so
it's not. But in terms of the movies, the ones with Christian Bale. I mean, I like Michael Keaton because he was better than Val Kilmer.
Mm-hmm.
Who the nigga that had nipples? Is that the nigga that had nipples?
I think that was
fucking terrible.
He was better than George Clooney. That was probably the worst one.
That was horrible.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but I could see like Michael Keaton, like Devin's a young guy. You know what I mean? And it sits with you different when you're younger.
Yeah.
And then Christian Bale came out. You in your 30s by the time Christian Bale's Batman came out.
Right. Somebody said he putting on the cape,
but it's different.
Putting on the cape again. Somebody said he's in some type of movie or something or a show or something. Michael Keaton will be Batman again. I don't know if it's like
he gonna be old ass Batman.
Keaton been that boy. Like you know what I mean. As far as an actor, like he been that boy from Beetlejuice.
Yeah, but him as Batman at 56 years old.
Hey,
he's older than that.
Stallone can still good and be Expendables and Rocky and whole nine.
Yeah, that's true. We are. We're in our 40s now, so he probably
gotta be in the
early
60s, early 70s. Yeah, he like Michael Douglas.
Our parents is up there, so he up there with them.
When was Mr. Mom? Mr. Mom and all that shit that came out in the early 90s.
Yeah, he ain't gonna be able to hold that Batman costume. My back.
I don't know.
How he gonna get that tiny ass Batmobile? He can't squeeze into that Batmobile. How he gonna squeeze his body into that Batmobile?
Yeah.
Arthritis don't throw boomerangs the same way.
They're gonna have him right though.
He'll be at the computer. He'd be computer Batman.
Oh yeah, here you go. He returned to Batman in the Flash movie, so that's where he'll be.
Nice.
He'll be Batman.
When's that coming out?
I don't know.
Is Flash anything other than fast? Is he like?
What up,
I don't know,
Dude.
but I love the Flash. I love
No, I'm
the
not,
he just asking.
I'm not
He
calling
just
him whack
asking.
or nothing. I don't know the Flash as much. Is he
What else do you
anything-
As
need?
far as his superpower.
Speed,
Right,
nigga.
'cause
Yeah,
if you
his
can punch somebody
superpower
and
is
run
just-
away, you can just punch people 100 times without.
Right.
You good.
So to answer your question,
Even if you can't, even if you
Yes,
can't fight, you can tap. If you
He just
tap him
has.
100 times before he hits you once, he's still gonna go down, huh? Just tap.
Right.
Yeah.
Or,
I
and if
can't
he got a
fight.
gun, if I take that gun before if I move before I got you. I'm good. I
So
put
the
gun
whole
back to you.
superpower is just I'm faster than you.
So what
Yeah.
superpower would y'all pick? If I had a superpower, I would want to teleport.
That's
I
a good
think
one.
I think I would fly.
Yeah,
I like flying. I like
flying
flying.
or teleporting would be like probably the main.
You don't
one,
see
but
anything.
I, wish
when you
I don't
teleport,
know.
though.
I don't know.
I
wish-
just like to be like, boom, I'm somewhere else.
I would like to see this. I would like to see the scenery. Like I'd be like, hey, this is
I
nice.
think that
I like
just wanna-
to fly for no traffic.
Yeah.
Get me there.
Like
But that's
Hancock,
why the
Hancock.
teleporting. That's why the teleporting is even better. Like just
Yeah,
get me
boom, I'm there.
I also would want to have like crazy strong powers. Like I'll be able to lift cars and shit.
Oh,
Like
rugged destructive.
yeah, nah, I wouldn't destroy nobody's shit, but when I need a parking space, nigga, you best believe you moving.
But that's destroying somebody's shit.
So you
pick it up.
want a superpower of convenience. You want a superpower of convenience.
Get this little micro machine out of
Fly
here.
too. What you need a car for? If you can fly too, I don't need a car.
Man, you
Because I
definitely
can't
don't.
fly my whole family.
You gotta have super
might be
strength
able
with the
to.
flying. You have to have super strength with the flying.
Pick them up like that. I mean,
Now you gotta pick up the whole car. Like you gotta keep them in the car. It's colder in the air.
Oh, yeah, you can do that too.
I
Do that too. But Superman flew Lois Lane around, so I mean, you could.
Yeah, but
Man,
that's
was
one
amazing.
person.
That
How
was
many people
one
you
person.
flying at a time?
The
I got
family.
kids. I got
I
The
got
kids.
kids.
family.
How many-
What's
how
this,
many
5 of
though?
y'all? It's
I
5
have
of
a
them.
family. Yeah.
But if you're strong, hop on the back and let's get it.
So you gotta be strong and fly.
He did. He said that. He said he wanted to fly and probably have super strength.
Yeah, so you gotta have more than one. You can't.
But I
that's what I'm
still wanna
saying with
be a-
Flash. You
I
can't
still
just
wanna
be
be a-
fast.
But look,
Don't
I
you wanna
still want to be a
have more than
normal
one?
motherfucker. I still want to be normal looking like this nigga got me up here flying cars and shit, like carrying cars in my whole family.
Man, look, if one person see you flying a car, yo, guess you always gonna be flying cars. They're gonna capture your ass, and you will be forever transporting cars for the
Nigga,
rest
I'll
of
be
your
the
life.
best Uber motherfucker.
You will go crazy. You probably end up having, I hope you wouldn't kill yourself because you definitely be a prisoner.
Nigga,
You
I
be a
set up
prisoner
Uber.
forever.
I set up Uber. I'll be like,
You know what? You
bro,
have to be as
lit.
creepy as it sounds to be flying with super strength. You would have to be invisible because you don't want all that attention on your ass. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
if you're a man flying a car, bruh, I'm telling you now, you gonna get captured.
Mhm.
You getting studied, something, and then you gonna get made for profit. They definitely not paying you if we're gonna make you work.
So I think we were talking about this before we actually got on. There was a thing that was trending on Twitter, or I think it was Twitter.
Oh, hold on.
And-
Hold on. Last thing. Puerto Rico was great. If you can't speak Spanish, stay in San Juan. If you do know somebody or you're with a party that speaks Spanish, go as far out as you can. Just rent a car and go out because it's cost cheaper and it's much, much more beautiful and less
Less touristy.
American. Yeah, less
Commercial.
touristy in America.
Touristy.
Even though, excuse me, it is America. It is America.
Right.
But there is parts of America that don't look like America in the States.
Well,
and
I think that's what I meant to ask though. Like I know they still were recovering from the
It's the storm that last hurricane.
Yeah, it was like 3 years
from
ago.
right? So are they?
It's still
are they
a
better?
lot of it's still a lot of recovery going on the tourists. Like it didn't seem like COVID had existed as far as tourists was going, but the bat, like talking about the bats. Yoda, I know you there, but talking about the bats in the cave we went to, he was like it was like 500 to 1,000 bats that would commingle in this one area, but the hurricane wiped the food source away and flooded some of the caves. It was only 50 bats in there.
Oh, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. They eat bugs, don't they?
Yeah, yo, they eat mosquitoes like nobody's business, yo. We think we get eaten by a lot of mosquitoes. If it wasn't for bats, it would be like 20 times more bites on you.
But when you see I need bats around my house. I need flying bats.
Yeah, right.
That's when you see them flying around my house, that's what they're doing. They eat mosquitoes.
They eat the mosquitoes and the different bugs, but they eat like their body weight in mosquitoes a night.
And then it's like they go and find water somewhere, after a
like
certain amount of
swamp,
time. That's
like-
why you don't
The
see him
nigga
when
that
he
don't like bats, he is the bat.
Nigga, I gotta-
the bat.
You
Man.
had to
gotta
research.
find-
You gotta like,
you
yo, I
gotta
better
find-
know.
research it. You
Yeah,
gotta
better
research
know
it.
about
you
these
don't
joints.
like these niggas. You gotta. So with
You gotta be
those-
one step ahead of them,
They
right?
like caves. They like caves. They drink water. Blah blah.
Yeah.
At night, I'll be here in the daytime, outside. No.
Yeah, because that's what happens. Like that's why you don't see them when it's like late at night. You don't see them because they already done did their mosquito search. Now they somewhere else doing some shit, scooping in water and shit like that.
Because they have it. Because they have to. They basically spend that, like you said, Yoda. They spend like dusk, or was it? Is it dawn?
Yeah.
What's the end of the night?
Yeah,
Dawn, dusk, at the end of the night. When the sun go down, sunset, they spend like sunset to like midnight, fucking eating, and then from like 12 to like 6, they foraging and pollinating and doing all that other shit, getting the water, and then they go back to the cave to beat the heat and then chill. Yep, and they come out at night. Why you don't like them, yo?
I need a tornado of bats standing around my house. Then I need that thing that you used to see like on like vampire movies where the bats. They're like, where you
bats get a bad rap, yo. Like Bram Stoker messed bats up, yo. Like him seeing the bat.
I don't like them because they get in your house.
Yo.
Like I don't mind them outside, but getting in my house, I don't.
Right.
Yeah, right. But you gotta figure like it's a lot. That's kind of our fault for intruding on their landscape. You know what I'm saying? We got to share the space, and if we keep on building houses, where are they supposed to go?
True, not in my motherfucking house.
Not my motherfucking house.
Right, exactly. Nigga, I didn't put the house there. I just bought it. Go find them niggas.
That's the last place you want to be because you're going to die in my house.
Wow. Yeah, see, that's the bad part. Even though I remember reading somewhere that you're not supposed to kill them.
You're not.
I'm sure
you're not. I know in Puerto Rico,
let them go.
Yeah, let them go.
Well, I think that's everywhere.
You're not supposed to kill
everywhere,
pretty much nothing. Yeah,
right. I think you're supposed to capture and let go all the stuff.
Man,
unless you're gonna eat them.
Mice and bats, nigga, yo.
Oh, the mice and the rats, they can die.
Bye bye.
The mice and the rats, they multiply too fast. They can go. They can go. It's gonna be more of them. Their brothers and sisters made it. Y'all got to go.
They're
gonna be here when everybody else is gone. They're like, these niggas.
They're gonna be killing people walking. It was gonna be people walking in their house and they're gonna kill them, put them in traps.
That's nasty, man. That's nasty. You ever hear them stories about people dying in their houses, and the people finally come in and find them, and they've been eaten up by whatever animal they had?
I don't watch those shows.
Yeah. I've heard some of it, like their dog or something ate them or something like that.
That's why man's best friend is on your best friend because you feed his ass. As soon as you stop feeding him, he will bite your ass.
Let me tell you, I witnessed wildlife at its best a couple days ago. So I thought that I heard somebody pulling up. Right. So I look on the camera like, how come they ain't come to the door? I'm like, what the fuck? So I look on the camera, but when I look on the camera, it's this big ass turkey vulture out in front of my house eating a dead rabbit. Right. I didn't know that the rabbit was dead. I didn't know anything that was going on. I just saw the turkey vulture. He kept on putting his head down and pulling shit. And I'm like, And you know them turkey vultures is huge. So I wasn't going out there
they be in my backyard.
Ooh, they huge.
They be anywhere as death.
Yeah, I don't fuck with them. And so I'm texting my wife. I'm like, yo, you need, when you come home, don't park near the street, pull in the driveway. There's some dead shit out there. Man, this nigga comes in the house and it's like, yeah, it's a dead bird outside. And I was like, I don't know what it is, but I saw something eating it. So she was like, we got to get it. There's a lot of flies around there. I said, I'll get shit when it's in the house, but I'm not going out there to get roadkill.
It's got to be, she wanted it scooped up and moved somewhere else.
She's like, it's so many flies. I'm like, yo, that is roadkill. It's hot. It's going to get
That's
nice
nature.
It's going to dry up, or them birds going to come back and finish off eating this motherfucker.
Right. They be going in 24 hours.
Yep. Them flies is going to make maggots. The maggots going to eat the thing. Circle of life. Kumbaya. What's it called? A kumite?
Hakuna Matata.
That's right. Hakuna Matata.
No worries. No worries.
Shit. Yeah, so ended up having to get it anyway. So
happy wife, happy life, bro.
We had a dead bird yesterday on our steps. I'm sure it's something like a cat or something brought it there.
Well, they said. They also said it's a bird, like some type of disease is happening with birds. But go ahead.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
So I didn't touch it. I just threw the whole shit away.
Look, Mama Teeny told us that during the summer you're supposed to bring like your bird feeders and stuff in and let the birds find their own food. And only sit it out during the winter. Let them find their own food source during the summer. Oh, but she also told us about She also told us about that there's some type of virus with birds, happening, and you don't want them to be eating on it and the squirrels and everything else that tries to feed off that same feeder to kind of spread it. So that's why you should just empty them. So somewhat like a bird flu kind of thing, but it is like within the colony.
They got coronavirus.
Cat that did that shit. Cats kill anything and everything for no reason.
Motherfucking birds got corona. Oh Lord.
Yeah. So let me ask y'all, because I know both Rob and Yoda, y'all both been to Vegas. Have y'all been in July?
Oh, nigga, I've been in July.
We went in June, so it was still hot as shit.
My anniversary.
It'd
be like 115 every day.
Every day. I felt like I was walking underneath a running car. Just walking around.
I don't know how people drink open bottle like that. Like they
I still be doing that.
I had that tall margarita for $20, but it kept me cool because it was like a slushy. You know what I mean? But I was like, I gotta have this.
Lou, when we went, it was in July, wasn't it?
Oh, you went too, Lou.
I'm wondering why he just said you.
I didn't know you went.
With all of y'all.
I actually didn't know. I didn't know you went.
Yeah, it was around your birthday.
It's
we went to Vegas. We went to Vegas for your birthday.
Is that what it was?
It was for your birthday, right. And it was 105 outside. But the trick is you can't go outside. Like you just gotta be walking through the casinos and be outside for like 10 minutes and be back inside. Yeah, those casinos are so big.
Yeah,
that you gotta spend. You know what I mean? Like, and then some of them connect. Yeah, like you gotta find them connections. Like,
so my jockey resort or casino was attached to Cosmopolitan.
Said my jockey, I was like, what the fuck?
That's what I was great.
You was riding a motherfucker through Vegas.
So yeah, Jockey Hotel is connected to Cosmopolitan.
Right.
So because they're partners.
Oh, did you find the pizza shop in Cosmo?
No, I was
the
at
underground
the pool.
joint.
I was at the pool. I felt like I was Hollywood. Like I felt like I was on top of the world. 14th floor pool.
Look, and then you could tell people you're like, I got a show on Friday, so I mean, you know what I mean.
I had my drink in my hand in the pool. Everybody was just stunting in 4 feet of water. Everybody.
That's what Vegas is, yo. People be putting on their practice outfits in Vegas. Like they never wear them outfits in Delaware that they wear out in Vegas. It's always practice outfits. Their little try on outfits and shit like that.
I had a whole different attire, boy.
Yeah. I'm surprised y'all didn't ask him.
You got your feet out.
Ask him your favorite question. Did he go to Hash House?
Yeah. That's right.
See, I wasn't even proper.
Because you didn't know that I went to Vegas. Because you never thought I went to Vegas.
Well, you didn't tell me to go to Hash House.
Because all the motherfucking Hash Houses is in Las Vegas.
Right. Yeah.
That's what you get.
So
That's what you get. It's one of the Morristown, New Jersey.
I was just talking about Hash House yesterday, right?
That's what I was like, wait a minute, you
didn't even go. That's where
it's like 13. It's like 13 of them in Vegas. You probably passed 3.
I'm really pissed.
I want to say
the nigga was next to one actually.
I think one's in the Cosmos, son.
No,
yo, I think so. Like
I'm going next week.
You got to call me if you want a passenger. Baby.
Frontier it is. Let's do it.
Robert ignorant.
Now we just drive to Morristown.
True. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Well, I don't know. I'm double booked tomorrow because we talking about beer company tomorrow and Morristown. Like I ain't got that kind of gas money. I don't got that kind of gas money.
That's a long ride. You don't got that type of nap time.
That's Amazon Flex. That's a number day.
Yo,
it's not though. Stop that.
Yo, here's 2 funny things that happened. Not really. That didn't happen on the trip. Right now, Leo's flaky ass didn't show up anywhere in sight during the whole trip. Oh, yo, let me know when you touch down. Nowhere to be found, like off the grid, like not answering any phone, posting on live the whole time, like, and can't catch up with him, right?
He was smoking out. He was doing his business.
He was doing his work, right?
It was a business trip.
And he was working. They were smoking and working. I mean, I interviewing people too and all that kind of stuff.
Right. So, and the other person was Nick. Now, Nick Ryan was out there for work too. The whole time, yo, as soon as you touch down, let me know. I'm gonna hit you up. We're gonna go to do this. We're gonna grab a bite. He even was in Cosmopolitan, same hotel as I, and didn't go. I said, yo,
you know who else was there? Pastor Hops was out there the same time you was too.
I think I saw that too.
The good pastor was out there.
Yeah, pastor. He was too. Yeah, everybody was out there.
It was actually busy because you got the USA teams was out there playing.
Oh yeah.
It was packed.
Because somebody said,
"What's the stadium look like?"
I'm about to say somebody posted that, but that was Nick that posted. He was at the basketball game.
He was at the basketball game.
Yeah.
What's the stadium look like?
I don't know what the stadium looked like. I ain't go further than across the street from Cosmopolitan to Planet Hollywood.
It's literally on the strip.
I walked across the street as far as to Planet Hollywood because that's how hot it was.
Did y'all take the bus though? Y'all didn't get on the bus?
You ain't rent a car or nothing?
No, my parents were there, so they had their car.
Is that bus?
I'm saying literally like the new Raider Stadium is on the strip. Like you could almost.
I didn't even get that far.
What did you do in Vegas? Did you go to Vegas?
Yeah, he took his kids. What happened?
Kids. It was a lot of kids' adventures.
Yeah, it was the kids. That's what fucked them up.
Like I said, this is
when I seen the pictures between his kids, I was like, oh. Guys,
no. Right. Oh no. No, it's not just right.
Yeah, like no kids, no kids gonna have
trip would be fun there. Yo, we got a guys trip there. That would be fun.
Did you get beer? No, did you get beer?
I didn't get into any of the breweries. I paid top dollar for brewery for beer.
So you ain't got the beer zombie.
I got to the beer. I went to the beer park, which is right underneath like the Eiffel Tower.
We went there,
and but I was paying $20 for a cup. Yeah. It was ridiculous. I mean, I paid.
I got a round of shots of tequila for $12.
Did you?
That's lit.
Yeah.
You want to go on that vacation?
That's awesome.
Yeah. Just take my liver.
That's in Puerto Rico. Yeah. It's like, buy me another one.
Yeah, just take my liver, motherfucker. Here goes $22.
Yeah, that Cosmopolitan bill was crazy every day. That Cosmopolitan bill was crazy every day, and to rent a bed to sit out there, a grand. A grand.
Right,
to sit out in the pool in the bed.
To sit in the bed at a pool. I was like, I got my own bed.
Chair? And you bring your own chair?
No.
So if you don't rent their shit, you can't bring your shit.
No, you can. They got regular seats, but the
he's talking about
the cabana.
The cabana like bed was a grand, but
for how long? For the day?
For the day.
That's normally about right. I mean, they know like $750 to $1,000, depending on where you are.
Yeah, it was a grand.
That's something that I wouldn't know. I wouldn't
I was about to say, when is this affordable? Is this affordable for y'all?
Yo, all the Chinese.
Well, I don't say I do it. I just say that's what the normal thing is. But
I don't think like that. I don't even
like you want to pay this shit.
Right. I just like I'm not doing that.
We were interested in doing it, but once I said that, I wasn't trying to spend all the money. I just set aside. Right. You know what I mean, for this trip. I'm like, I'm not wasting that.
You should have went and played some slots,
some card tables.
Yeah,
I was a little OZ'd. I was in my family mode. I was like, nah.
Boo. Fuck,
I got four.
Vegas. All right, next.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what, man. You got that's your first time going to Vegas.
Go back without kids.
Yeah, you can't. You didn't go to Vegas yet.
Right.
Yeah.
You haven't been to Vegas.
He went to Nevada.
Yeah. I don't even know if he went to Nevada, Rob. Like shit. Nigga, nobody who doesn't live in Nevada goes to Nevada with their children.
Right.
Don't do that. I be looking at people like you in Vegas. They be looking at me like, come save me. I'm like, nigga, you did this.
Normally when people take their kids, they go to like circus and stuff like that.
Yeah,
we did all that.
I think people go there, take the kids their third time.
Yeah,
out.
it's like we did Vegas. Like you can't go. Your kids been to Vegas. They can't go back until they can pay for their own flight now. Like I'm serious. It ain't nothing in Vegas for them.
That's true,
they did everything that they can do. Fuck it. Like and it's you and your wife or you and your friends That's the only time you go back to Vegas, Dad.
Right,
don't ever let me hear you tell me that you took your kids to Vegas. Unless your kids, your son swim and your daughter gymnastics. Unless there's a convention down there,
volleyball game.
That's the only fucking reason. But other than that, I do not want to hear it. It's disrespectful to Vegas. It's disrespectful to yourself.
It is.
Right.
Disrespecting yourself. Like you didn't, like you talking about. I didn't have a good time. Of course you didn't. You brought your children.
He didn't say you didn't have a good time.
I put that on him. I put that on him. Did I put that on him? So be it. Like you didn't have a good time.
You did. No way you had a good time.
I'm gonna tell you what. You thought you had a good time.
Right.
Go back with just you and
Adrian. It's turn up.
Tell me how much fun you had. Go back. You and Adrian and your parents. Just go with your parents.
He said, "Don't treat yourself. Treat yourself."
Right. Don't treat yourself. Treat yourself.
Yo, he did it. I didn't. When I seen the whole time you talking about going to Vegas, at first I thought you was going by yourself. I'm like, yo, him and Leo gonna have a ball. Then I thought it was just gonna be you and Adrian. I'm like, they gonna have a ball. And I seen the pictures of you and your kids. I'm like, they having a good time.
They having a good time.
They having some family time.
Right.
Together.
It went like.
But like y'all said, he did have a good time. I'm not saying that you didn't have a good time. You gonna have a fucking great time when it's just you and your wife.
Yeah.
Am I right? Am I right, guys?
It's probably good though that the next time he'll go be a little further removed from COVID. So I'm sure a lot of things still kind of like
perfect time to introduce your kids to Vegas.
Right. Yeah.
They don't even see it like it's supposed to be. It's not nasty yet. It's not disgusting.
Right.
It ain't the COVID hub.
Right.
Look, the whole time, they have basically the butt nakeds walking down the street in their little showgirl stuff.
They be having their try-on outfits.
Right. Here go Adrian the whole time. I don't know if we should walk the strip with the kids at night.
Maybe we should.
They're gonna see it. I mean, we can't cover their eyes.
Look, maybe we shouldn't, but I know that we should. Maybe they shouldn't go. But me and you, we should be out here.
Yeah,
it's ass out here.
Yeah, that was the benefit of having the grandparents there. We did leave them up there at night with them. Like, go to sleep. We out.
Yeah. So you got to enjoy the nightlife a little bit.
Well, and that was one of the goals of the trip because
my mom was there. She wanted to see the kids. She hadn't been home, so she could drive from Cali to.
When's the last time she got to see him?
Like end of 2019.
That was awesome. Then that was a great trip. That was a great trip. But the next time you go to Vegas, sir,
do it a little
different. Do it a little different.
No doubt.
But speaking of vacations and trips, Rob had a question about some. What was it?
It was trending on Twitter. I guess earlier this week or last week, and the scenario was this guy he went on Reddit. I'm not sure why, but he went on Reddit and a forum that's called "Am I an Asshole?" and he posted about him and his girlfriend. Agreed. They were going on a big luxury trip, and they agreed to split the cost 50-50. And he was like, after a while, they went there, but then she started missing meals, and she started not paying attention. She started not doing some of the excursions. But then he said, "Oh, a little more background." It's like, so he was digging the hole further for himself. He was like, "Yeah, I make $150,000.
She make like 50,
and she make $45,000 as a teacher." Right. This $45,000 as a teacher, and she had to take on a second job to try to pay for some of the expenses.
Even save up. Exactly.
And he admitted that him and his brother, who's also well-to-do, so his parents are well-to-do. They did the itinerary based on their budget and not considering her budget. So then she was ending up pretty much starving. Like he said, he heard her stomach growling and said,
"Ignorant."
He said, "Yeah, I over there." Like what? Her stomach growling. She's hungry.
No, that's fucked up.
So the thing was,
it's an out burger down the street. You might as well just go grab it.
So, and I guess his parents was asking the question like, why is she involved in the thing? So he was saying he asked so because he didn't want to. He didn't. Because they agreed earlier to pay
half. Well, is it open now to?
Yeah.
So as girlfriend and boyfriend, they should split it 50-50. Because it's girlfriend and boyfriend. I really feel like that from a status of a relationship, if you set a precedent early that you that dude and you're gonna cover like everything, then you setting the tone that it's gonna be that way all the time.
But he is that dude. he makes 3 times.
If he makes 3 times to her,
he's that dude in the amount of money he's making, but he's not presenting that to his girlfriend.
Exactly.
He didn't present
She's a girlfriend.
But at the same time, he can't expect her to pay. He can't expect her to pay for a $10,000 trip when she can't afford it. That's a fourth of her salary for the year.
Right. And it was his family. So like it is his mom probably was like, what's wrong with her?
Like pay, hey baby, pay for your flight, pay half of this hotel stay. I got the rest type shit. Like we gonna do this how we do it. But you can't. Nah.
But wait. Then let's say this: let's say they agreed to go on the trip, right? She knew she was taking on this second job to actually save the money.
So he already knew it was a struggle for her.
Right? He should have never made her take the second job, yo.
He didn't make her take the second job, right? She decided because she wanted
to go on the trip.
But she didn't. He also could have budgeted more. At least average, like he budgeted all on.
Can we go to $100,000? Can we go to $100,000 trip? Can we meet in the middle? I make 50, you make 150. Let's meet at 100, and let's do $100,000 trip. I still got to take a second job out, but at least I ain't doing $150,000 trip because that's his budget. His budget ain't her budget.
Agreed. But it as a traveler and as a girlfriend, like you can't, if you set the precedent that he's supposed to like split. They're not supposed to split everything, then that's going to be the nature of their relationship.
Right, but if she already agreed to it, if she agreed to do it, she agreed to do it. Bam, she agreed. But now that I see she's struggling, all right, babe, I got you. I wouldn't do it to my friend if I hear her stomach growl. I'm not gonna be like, sorry for you, son. I'm not doing that. I'd be like, yo, let me get you something to eat. Especially if it's my family, like we all riding dirt bikes, you in the hotel room looking crazy. And the family like, what's wrong with that chick? She whack. Like, nah, she just broke.
She broke. That's even worse. That's just as bad.
But she not broke though. She just didn't have the money for that shit.
Right. And she a teacher. She educating motherfuckers.
Compared to 150,000, they saying she broke. Like, even if he don't say it, his brother and his mom like, why are you even dating her?
Right, and that is true. He if you invite me with the family, you already took me to another level anyway. So therefore, we is more than girlfriend and boyfriend. We damn near married, nigga.
Why? Because who said he never invited somebody else to?
Yeah, I'm about to say
that's bum.
You. I mean, a lot of girlfriends can meet the parents. It don't mean that they pick that's your pick.
I mean,
on
vacation and take him on vacation.
On vacation, that's a different thing. Dinner at Applebee's and vacation in Puerto Rico is two different things.
Listen,
he's making $100,000 a year, right? And say they go on vacation every year. Say the family goes on a vacation every year, right? Mm-hmm. And 3 years ago, he was messing with somebody else. You don't think that he took her on the vacation with the family too?
He took her. Like
he might not. I don't know. It depends on how serious.
But that's what I'm saying. Like it could.
It doesn't have to be.
We only know the information we got. We don't ever did anything.
That's why I'm saying that. That's why I was saying is that like because we don't know if this is just something that he does.
Right.
Like, we can speak for ourselves and say, "Nah,
we don't know that this could be the first time too. Like this could be something he does, or it could be the first time. We can only assume. And by the information we have, this is the first time.
But he also said he planned it with his brother. So if they did 50-50 trips before, he probably did factor in. But when his brother said, "Oh, we should go to the Maga Maga," he was like, "Yeah, son, we should. Oh, we should go do the Louis Vuitton museum." Yeah.
So you said she made enough money to get her there to stay there,
but not for the extra shit.
Not for the dirt bike, not for the Louis Vuitton.
If she didn't have the means to like feed herself, it doesn't sound like it was more the excursions. It was the excursions, but if you didn't have the means to do breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you should not have went.
Nope.
You shouldn't be there.
You could have probably went somewhere, but he was like, "Oh yeah, we
That's like going to Miami.
You give me my bill.
How much
$100.
How much money they make where you can't get all inclusive? Don't get all inclusive, goddamn.
I think they were in Europe, so I don't think
they were okay because it's not all right. So, for example, like I've been to Miami. I've been to Miami with some friends, right? And there's friends that are 4-day niggas, and then there's dudes that 7-day. And sometimes on 4-day,
the nigga. It's the lady that's cracking open their legs for you.
Listen. But see,
you're not.
Then you're putting a price. You're putting a price on the punani. Then that to me.
But I would.
Right, like to me, then that's worse. That's worse. You saying you paying for it? You saying you paying for it?
No, that's not it. If I ask you for it.
But I'm not letting her starve though, because
why you're not gonna let your girls not go hungry? Or if y'all going if you're gonna go on an excursion and she truly don't want to go, fine, don't go. But if you're going on an excursion and she not going because you and you know she can't afford it. By the time y'all get there, you know how much money she got, if she can afford it or not. So if she says she's not going on an excursion, hold on, let me finish. I think it was. I'm assuming that it was.
I think
I'm assuming that it was.
He said
if you go on an excursion and she's skipping excursions because she can't afford it. At that point, it's just like, let's go and we can talk about this later, or I'm gonna leave you here and we can talk about it later, but not for you to post in the thing and ask if you're an asshole or not. The whole question is, are you an asshole? Yes, he's a dick.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a
dick move. Like, it's nothing that any of y'all do this.
I would say absolutely not.
I don't know what to put on that girl. Like,
if the girl's special enough to take the.
If you take her to if she gotta get a passport,
everybody that you don't really rock with.
But he didn't. He didn't take her.
Your passport.
Think about it. If they had to go 50-50, he didn't take her.
He invited her.
He invited her, but
she only gone because his family is gone. If it's just them. And even if it's just them two, if it's just them two that go on a vacation, they pay 50-50, and he like, yo, I want to go on this excursion. She's like, we pay 50-50, I can't afford it. They can have that conversation. But he's like, fuck you. I'm going on the excursion with my brother. I'm going with my mom. I'll see you later. He has the way
I read it too. So Rob gave the quick summary, but I read it too. He was looking at this from a retrospect. Like they did not have a conversation of like her saying like, hey, I'm not going because I can't afford to go. She was withholding. And by saying like, no, I'm not hungry. She was doing those he was trying to read between the lines, and he figured it out later. Like,
how many times
I hear your stomach go.
Right. How many times you hear a girl say
heard her stomach growling? So you know what that means.
If you ain't seen your girl eat, and you ask your girl if she hungry and she say no, she's lying. Everybody hungry, yo. Everybody on vacation, everybody hungry. How many times was your son and daughter hungry on vacation?
Well, you gonna say everybody hungry?
You on vacation, everybody want to eat. That's what you do. You eat and have food.
We don't even wait till we hungry. We just eat.
You just eating.
He said they went on trips before and she never missed a meal.
Y'all went to Vegas. Your kids never said, "Daddy, I'm hungry." It was just food there.
Right.
Wait. So Rob said they went on trips before, so this ain't their first rodeo.
She never missed a meal before, so now he knew something.
But how did they do the trip prior though?
He probably split it.
I think this took it up a notch because he probably had more consideration for her.
Instead of the family,
this time he put the family in, and if they're affluent, he already know what they're used to, so he budgeted because they going to wine tours, they go up to $500,000 wine tours, so he already knew that, so he budgeted that way instead of looking at her and saying,
But I think that happens. I think that happens in most families, whether one's family is more affluent than the other. That just naturally can happen. Like I know we're doing is just kind of throwing scenarios out, but naturally I think it happens where one family could be more affluent than the other, and you might go into a little bit more debt than you normally would to simply kind of, I wouldn't say keep up with the Joneses, but to basically be in that space.
I'll be like, shit, y'all go ahead, give me what y'all get back.
I'm going.
But if she had enough to do enough stuff, how much would he really putting out to make sure that she was good? It's probably not a lot. Probably another 500
because
or so.
I'm not an ignorant nigga. I would at least make sure she ate. But the whole excursion shit, you don't have to go on excursions.
No, you don't gotta go on no excursions.
You gotta eat,
baby. Yeah, but ain't that better with the chick that you love? Ain't the excursions better with the chick that you love?
But see, I probably just wouldn't have went on excursions myself though.
Right. If she can't go, I probably wouldn't go either.
She can't go. I ain't gonna go. We ain't going.
But he ain't had a problem because he could afford it.
Can y'all answer the question? He's a dick. He's
he's definitely a dick.
Yeah, he asked everybody. He asked America.
If she can't go on an excursion, you can't. if she hungry, feed the girl.
Right.
Like,
And
feed the girl.
then he
If
followed
I'm
up and said,
you know,
because he got dragged, he followed up and said, well, I think I deserve better too. I deserve somebody that can meet my standards. Well, you already knew she was a teacher.
Who chose her?
You knew she was a teacher. What the fuck are you talking about, bro?
Well, maybe he
Not
just
that he
didn't come to you and say, "Here's my little
not that he just
$50."
knew he was a teacher. He knew how much he made.
Right.
You know what I
So
mean?
he knew
So whatever
exactly.
profession it would be, is like the fact that he knew how much he made. He knew that she had to take on extra job. And I think probably before they even left for this trip, it would have been better for them to have communicated whether or not she had, saved up the amount of money she felt like that they needed the budget for the trip. Whether that money was supposed to be, $2,000, $6,000, or whatever, to say like I got enough to last me 7 days or whatever. If
She should have got that BBP loan.
Right. If I didn't meet my savings goal,
he could have paid for the room, and the room because I'm sure that was a big portion of the cost because of how many days he could have paid for that, and she could have said, you know what, I got my other shit, I got that money, but I'm sure that room ate a lot of it, especially if they're affluent and they stayed at like a $500 a night room shit. Like that shit is crazy to me.
I'm not trying to give him any credit. The fact that she basically said, I agree to what the costs are, set herself and him up for failure. Yeah, that was a setup. That was a setup. That was a setup on both of their parts.
Maybe they agreed before he set the budget. Maybe she said, yeah, we can do it 50-50. And then he made it. Then he said, well, maybe the original budget was different than what him and his brother came.
But I think she must have known how much something cost. If she had to take on the second job, she must have known that it was the other job.
Well, she knows she don't make.
But what about maybe the excursions and stuff wasn't included because she had enough to get her there and stay. So maybe the excursions wasn't what she was
about to eat. What about to eat?
It probably was the
she probably had enough to eat. She probably on Monday she went motorbike riding.
If she only made it Blue, that's all I said. If she only made it to Monday, just using that example, she a 3-day stay. She is not a 7-day stay.
She may have got there and realized it wasn't all inclusive. It was like, yo, I had $1,000 for excursions. Now I gotta use this KFC in Europe costs more than they do in America. She's spending like all these euros on a chicken sandwich.
He probably said you need $500-$600. He probably said you need $500-$600 for food. They went to somewhere that served like caviar, and her bill came up to like $200 off the grip.
He's like this.
Dinner,
you can Venmo me.
Venmo me. It's funny that we're having this conversation though, because I was on a different podcast, and we were talking about just the whole fact of like gender roles and what men should do, or if it should be equal, and kind of all that stuff. I was on wine. It's called The Pairing.
What was this?
It was on The Pairing.
You ain't see it? I saw it.
It was on The Pairing. So like it was on IG. I just like requested to join because I was like watching it. So I wasn't like a feature, so I requested to join, and they were talking about like gender roles and like whether or not men.
That ain't in the contract.
You was on a
podcast. Listen, that was before we signed the contract.
Smack, get out of here. But no, it's funny that we're talking about that because my whole thing is to the things I think that the kind of men we are, we're very. We do believe that there's kind of gender specific roles without me kind of asking you guys that question or polling because
you got to ask me because I
don't believe in gender specific roles.
Me either.
Well, to that
they want to be equal, motherfucker. We going to be equal.
Well, to that point, then you the asshole just like him, to the guy. Because to your point, like we have that in our nature and kind of like as a thing of like, hey, if we have more or whatever, we'll generally like like kick in or do whatever supplement we can be to our partner or our mate, no matter what the kind of title is, whether we girlfriend, whether we married, whether we this, we just have that natural thing to be like, you know what, our intuition should be like, all right, I got it. We can talk about all the rest of the stuff later. We'll work it out because we're kind of, I think like just non-assuming whatever the situation is. If I got it, then you got it kind of thing. You know what I mean?
I think that, like I said, I wouldn't let my friend starve either. So I don't know if that's gender specific. I was just being decent. Like if you rock with the people, you said yourself,
That's the least. That's the least you could do is be decent to me. Can you please give me a chicken sandwich? Can I have a piece of broccoli?
But look, for example, if me and you are sitting,
you should never be on. You should never be hungry on vacation unless you're coming out the rainforest on an excursion or some shit. You should never be hungry.
However,
on vacation.
Whether to Rob's point, we are all decent human beings, but we're also not mind readers, right? So if, let's say, even if it is a friend or if it isn't a partner, if you go to a baseball game and you order a hot dog, cheeseburger, and fries and whatever, and your homie is sitting next to you and be like, he ordered a beer and be like, I'm all right, you're gonna leave it at that. You're not gonna.
That's your homie though. That's different. No, that's different. It's still a friend. That's different. That's different. You know how that's different?
I'm just saying, it's like.
It's different. Like that scenario, that's different because at the game, as soon as we leave the game is 3 hours long. In 4 hours, he can be eating again. Right. Like this chick it's Tuesday and we're not leaving till Sunday, and I heard her stomach growling. I got to feed her.
The fact that he said he heard her stomach growl is the biggest thing.
I can't get over that. I can't. That's the sticking point with me.
And the fact that you said also, you also said she never missed a meal before.
Gender roles or not, man or woman, if you got a mate, they should never be hungry. Right. Feed your man, feed your woman. Don't ever, if your stomach ain't growling, god damn it, their stomach should not be growling.
I need more information though. I need more information.
It could have been bubble guts. It could have been bubble guts.
I want to know what he said. Their stomach growling.
I think like never said it was all retrospective. I don't think he said anything. He just let it rock. But he also brought up the point that she never missed meals before. Her mom said, "Watch what's going on." So once your mom said, "What's going on?" you should have said, "Babe, what's going on?" My mom is like, "Yo, you playing game? What's going on?" She could have said, "Baby, I just don't got the money. I gotta stay here. I'm hungry." So he could also brought it up too if he was that concerned. He was not. He said, "You hungry? See you when I see you."
Yeah, like that's what I want to know. Once you brought it
always observing.
But hold up. Once you brought it up on the vacation, once you heard her, what did you do when you heard her stomach growling? Did you approach her and say, "Do you want some bread?" Did you just walk away and say, "I'm going with my brother to the Louis Vuitton store"?
No.
Like it had, like I didn't read the article. So is that in there? Like what happens after she?
It wasn't
really an article.
Yeah.
Just a Reddit post.
It was just like a regular, like
you know. Post. It doesn't matter. That's a moot point.
It wasn't like that. The way I read it, it wasn't like he just simply like would go from like one place to the next place and just be like, are you going or are you not? It just seemed like that each day of the itinerary was set, you know what I mean? And she was, to me, the way I read it is she was very kind of like avoiding going, but making excuses as to why she wouldn't go. It wasn't like she was being very clear or communicative. It was like, no, like, I can't today or whatever, which probably is why the mom was like, why is she being weird?
Right.
Why is she being weird? Why is she not coming? So mom got in it because it was more or less like, why is she not participating? You know what I mean? Right. And to your point, he could have pulled her aside like, yo, you kind of make me look bad. My mom is like, what is going on? Because you're not coming. Like to the stuff to be playing, like but why did
that conversation happen on vacation?
No, it didn't. It wasn't until like they got back or they got he was like, yo, like now that I'm really thinking about it, like was I not in tune? Basically without him saying it, like was I not in tune with my mate from not asking these questions? Why I think the scenarios were happening?
I think it sounds like I don't even think he's an asshole. It actually sounds like he's just a dumb motherfucker.
He was not in tune. He was not in tune at all.
I think that's what it is. I don't even know. That's why he probably was serious when he asked me.
Nah. I said it, but it might have said it.
Yeah, it just sounds like he might be just not.
That intuneness is a point. That's a good point, Dad. He may not have been in like, because you heard her stomach growling. You don't want to give her a piece of chicken,
right,
or a piece of bread or some shit. Like you gotta feed her.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's stupid. Like you can't. We both gotta be hungry. We both gotta be hungry.
Rob got it up. Go ahead.
There was a few times on vacation where she did not go out on outings with us, wine tasting, scuba diving. Fuck out of here.
That ain't that much. Scuba diving ain't that much.
Not snorkeling. Scuba diving.
You took us
not that much.
You got to pay for the air. You got to pay for that tank.
It's like 150 to do it. Like I know it wasn't
off my budget. I'm only making.
I don't care. 150 ain't a lot of money though.
Oh, this nigga rich.
This nigga rich. That is not a lot of money. You can't be on vacation. You cannot be on vacation and be like,
what's her budget? You don't know what her budget is, and maybe she ain't hear about the scuba diving until she got there, and she's like,
okay, go ahead. Let Rob finish. Let Rob finish.
And that wine tasting moment where she go wine tasting, $45. Their wine tasting, $500.
Well, right. The bottle is it's $1,000 bottle of wine that you're drinking. This is a $500 tasting.
She would also.
She should not. International is always more. She should have stayed on domestic. She should have went to Sonoma.
She would only eat 2 meals a day, simply stating that she was on a budget. She told him she would eat 2 meals a day, and she said she was on a budget, so he knew.
Oh yeah, he's a dick
already. That she ain't had the money.
Dave, I see what you're trying to do. You can't play devil's advocate. I think you're trying to play devil's advocate for him, for the side.
My family does favor high-end, expensive places. My parents thought it was very strange that she only eats 2 meals a day, although she only eats 3. So,
but she said that. She set the tone.
She said she's on a budget.
I'm only doing 2 meals. I'm only
on a budget.
Right. I'm doing 2 meals.
Because I'm on a budget. Yeah, I got that third one, babe. I got the third one.
Right. See, why does he got to do that?
Because he knows his lady.
Because if he's a decent, because like going back to Robert saying a decent person would have said like,
on his side, the girlfriend should have been like, yo, I'm only gonna eat 2 meals on the thing because I can't afford the third meal. So then he at least his dumb ass knows, hey, she can't afford the third meal because her saying I'm only gonna eat 2 meals is like, oh, she watching her weight. She trying to look good for me and my family on this vacation.
Yeah, I think this not the type of, like just the type of person I am. I would have just made sure that that she ate still, because it's like kind of just imagine, Dave. Okay, so look at it like this. Just imagine
see, this is how it get worse. It said when we got home, I asked her why she skipped out on several other outings and only ate 2 meals. I mentioned how I heard her stomach growling one night, and I said I was concerned. About her having an eating disorder. She got teary-eyed and said that 3 meals a day wasn't fiscally feasible for her. Neither were the outings that she chose not to go on. She went on 3 to 6 outings. She said she was not expecting anything to cost so much, and she was overwhelmed. So she thought it was too much for her. It was too much money.
That was after. That was
right.
After.
Yeah, this was after. Out of her league.
But like I just being a decent person, like Rob said, just being a decent person, he should have because she was out of her league and he knew that, he should have fronted everything else. Like even if she had to pay him back when they got back.
This nigga think teachers make $160,000.
Yeah, I think he's stupid. It's almost like you dropping.
I really do. I'm with you on that.
It's almost like Dave dropping his kids off at my house and I feed my kids and not his. Oh well, they ain't bring their own food. They ain't getting shit. Like I ain't gonna feed them. No, I'm gonna feed them because
they there. Right,
it's time to eat. It's time to eat.
But this is how you
so
know.
What happened when they went to 3 meals and she missed one of them? What was they doing? Just looking around for her?
Nah, he probably she ain't eating. She said she only eat 2 meals a day.
Her stomach hurt.
She intermittent fasting.
She said she was gonna sit this one out.
But the fact that she knew she had to take a second job just to even try to.
That should have been a trigger right there. That should have been.
And then she told you, I can only do 2 meals with y'all motherfuckers because y'all eat high as shit. So I'm on a budget. That two right there should have said.
Did she go out and find her own food though?
She might have, but she might have got some snacks or something.
7-Eleven, yeah.
She was
eating
she just went and got something off the $5 food.
Chips Ahoy, Chips Ahoy.
But don't come back. Don't act like you don't know what's going on, brother. If you I don't know how long in a relationship, but I would think if you taking on a family vacation, it has to be more than 6 months, maybe more than a year.
Yes.
And then so you should know the cues, like something off right here. I need to check in with my babe. Or not. Well, I guess not. You I know they say men are dense, but that's just damn fucking stupid.
But that's what he could be. I think that's what it is.
He wasn't in tune.
I think that
I would know.
I'm starting to think like what Yoda said earlier, that he didn't invited plenty of girlfriend to meet his family.
Yeah.
And they might have been an IT consultant with this motherfucker and not $45,000.
Right. But I'm thinking after the vacation, his mom talking about the girl can't afford the shit, and he I'm just gonna break up with her. But he like teachers. He like teachers.
That's mom too, because she raised him, and then at the end of the day, if she's not saying, "Yo, how come the girl that you bought was like missing or didn't
What's
come
mom
out.
I think she
for a
did.
living?
I think she
What's
did
the mom
ask
do
that.
for a living? What's
And the mom
No,
should
no,
have.
they just
All
said
the
they were
moms should have handled it.
affluent parents.
Is the dad was there too? Dad didn't care. He was just trying to get away from
Dad
That
was
was
just
there.
Dad was
like, I done raised my
Dad
kids.
was
I'm out.
If I was the parent, I would have fed her.
yeah, Dad was pretty much picking up the bill for mom.
Well, I don't think she even show price for the dinners.
But
though.
that's what I'm
the thing.
trying to get across. Like, what kind of mom is she? Like, is she the type of mom that worked for hers, or was she a kept woman? Because if she's a kept woman, because they affluent and they doing all this, and she asking why she should be on her son. Like, yo, why aren't you fucking paying for this girl to do this shit? Or maybe she's an IT consultant or engineer or whatever, and she like, yo, why are you dating a teacher? Like, you should be dating an engineer or a doctor or somebody that can afford to go out with us.
I think it was just
you don't know all parents is different. I'm throwing out scenarios. Yes, there are parents that just want their kids to date certain people. Like that is straight up for real in the
right. But I think
and you come home with a trash man, they gonna kick you and him out of the house.
Right.
Don't be no.
That's why I was saying that there's. That's why I was saying, like, in real time, it's always families that one could be more affluent than the other, and so you don't know the dynamics. It sounds like she didn't come from. Maybe she didn't, or assuming she maybe didn't come from money. If she, had to work first, work on her own, take on this second job, but all those things are signs that she shouldn't have went, and they're not compatible. They're not compatible.
Well, I think she said that. She said, if I'm expected to pay half on all these lavish trips,
yeah, I'm out of here.
Can't do it long term. Yeah. And I agree, because I mean,
they're not compatible.
If you already know that this shit is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Because I think, like, you learn that stuff about dating people. Like, if you be like, yo, even when you first date people, you're like, yo, how many vacations you take like a year? And you start kind of not really comparing, but if a person's already used to kind of on an individual level, like, oh, I take like 3 trips a year, whether it's Miami or New Orleans or this place or whatever, or I leave the country once a year, then you kind of already know what they kind of budget in terms of, like, even whatever their salary is, or what they're accustomed to doing. But if they weren't taking any trips before you, and now all of a sudden it's like, oh, because I'm doing it, like, I gotta pay. That's to me. I think that's a huge weight.
Yeah.
I mean,
all right. I just think he is an asshole. So shout out to the asshole.
Shout out to him. Damn, you give me a shout out.
Yeah, shout out to the asshole, man. There's plenty of them out there.
But I don't know if everybody see the lady who fell out in the Body Works.
Yeah, Victoria's Secret, I think.
Victoria's Secret,
the black lady or the white lady?
The white lady.
I saw that. I seen that. I seen both.
Oh yeah, because she tried to. The white lady tried to attack the black lady, and then when she missed,
realized she was on camera,
and she was on camera. She said, "Oh," she started crying, and then she fainted, and then she said, "Ah!" She was shaking on the ground. Get her phone.
Get her phone. Tell her stop recording me.
Right. And then after
she got up again.
She got up and started chasing her and saying, "Get away from me." You chasing me? What the fuck you talking about?
People are crazy.
But it was weird how long it took for, like, somebody to step in. Yeah, like to help this lady out.
And the lady at the register, who was like just kind of in background behind the white lady at the counter, I heard the white lady say to the black lady filming, it was just move away from her. And the black lady said,
the lady that was on the line. That was the lady, right?
Yeah, that's the line. Yeah, it was at the line. She told the black lady, she said, "I ain't gotta leave." She's like, she's the one that needs to leave the store. Like, I'm here to get my cash and my coupon.
This lady is having a tantrum on the floor. Get her, like, you can't buy nothing from here. Like, I don't want nothing. Why y'all want this lady money?
Yep, don't even serve her.
That was crazy. I was like, this is ridiculous. But she got it on camera. That was a good.
I'm mad I ain't did because I like a good Karen video.
Right.
You're gonna love this one. You're gonna love this one.
A lot of people posted. I think Viola Davis posted it. I think Tyrese posted it.
She's probably the most famous one right now, y'all. Yeah, like, I think that's
top. She's
definitely top 5.
Top the cake. So Adrian was watching like like, I guess, a clip of on a podcast that I think her name is Claudia Jordan or whatever they do.
Claudia Jordan.
They were talking about how and one of the panelists was saying that there needs to be like a Karen Act that they need to pass of like that. Like these, they are now, they are now public nuisance, and they should actually, you know, for like basically and public safety. They're now a public safety issue, and they should actually be a Karen Act that basically says if you act out like this, like there's mandatory like sentencing that goes along with these kind of false claims of that you're hurt, that you're, you know, that you've been attacked. When they make these false accusations, there should be a Karen Act with all these stipulations that they should do time. It's funny.
I think somebody said the two names that'll probably be pretty much extinct are Karen and Becky. Like you won't find Karen and Becky in like 15
Oh my
years.
God. Yeah, those names have bad connotations.
Like, no, not here. Like now, it's gonna be old names. Like, oh, that's an old lady name, Karen. Hey, Karen.
That's crazy because remember it was a commercial, the Eminem commercial. They took the Karen part out of it, but it used to be she was like, "Sorry for calling you Karen," and gave her some Eminem. She was like, "But my name is Karen," and she said, "Sorry, your name is Karen."
Was that before the?
Not like it came out when Karen started, but they took it out. Probably because somebody probably said something.
Right, because a lot of people, I think somebody tried to say that Karen, calling people Karen was like the N-word or something.
Yeah.
I heard that. It's not even close. It's not even close.
What else is going on?
It ain't got 400. It ain't got 400 years of history behind it.
Listen,
that part.
But let's ride this shit out for 400 years, Karen.
I only did it. We only called you that because you're acting a fool. And the first person, I think her name was Karen. Like we wasn't acting a fool.
Yeah,
our ancestors.
Another Karen.
Yeah. And it's funny as shit. So just like fucking get over it.
Yeah.
Because if you get mad, if you're a white woman, and you get mad at Karen, it's because you're a Karen.
Right. What else is going on? LeBron James Space Jam, top of the box office.
Top of the box.
I'm
trying to watch it probably this weekend.
That's all. It was Space Jam. I mean,
right.
And LeBron James
kids, but when we were kids, we loved Space Jam, right? When we were kids, when we watched Space Jam, we loved it. So for kids, the kids loved it.
I was 16.
I didn't love Space Jam.
I was 16 when it came out. I was like the Looney Tunes were old when Space Jam came out the first time. Now they're like 30 years older than they were.
The best thing about Space Jam was it ain't hard for me to jam. It ain't hard for me to jam. That was the best thing. Michael Jackson with
Michael Jordan in the video.
Yeah. I mean, that
wasn't even in the movie.
I know. I mean, I get it. I know Goon Squad people love that shit. I mean, it was cool. And then they brought it back. Right, and they brought it back, and they tried to make it a little more, and like they updated some of the look of the
cartoons.
So better like to have like a more modern cartoon for LeBron.
They try to make him look modern. So I
know I'm not like,
but it's like Mickey Mouse. You know Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse is old as shit too. But he's
but Mickey Mouse is different. Like I don't think like Mickey Mouse. Like you can go to Disney World. You can't go
to
Looney
Tunes Looney Tunes World.
Why don't they? Right, but you can't go there. So like Looney Tunes don't live on in that way. Like I remember watching Wile E. Coyote and all of them and Bugs Bunny and thinking this is funny, but they old as shit. And then 8 years later,
about the age of a bunny and a coyote,
because I remember my dad sitting down and like, yo, this shit's funny. I remember watching it when I was a teenager, so I would always think like this shit's been out forever. And then 8 years after that, they made Space Jam with Michael Jordan, and then 28 years after that, they made Space Jam with these same characters, but like. SpongeBob has come out since then. The Powderpuff Girls has come out since then. Like, why can't we update
you can't make Space Jam without Looney Tunes because
why can't you?
It was Looney Tunes. It was based on.
It's Space Jam. It's not based on the Looney Tunes. It's based on LeBron and Mike.
Actually, this actually
why can't you can make it any cartoon you want?
This actually had nothing to do with space, so I don't even know why it was called Space
Jam. What the soundtrack sound like? Anybody know?
Is I Believe I Can Fly on there? Is R. Kelly on there, Rob?
No, I got Kurt Franklin and Lil Baby.
Oh, that song is on there.
Oh, that song is from the Space Jam soundtrack.
I like that song.
I'll listen to the Space Jam joint. I think it's John Legend on there. It's pretty good. I mean, there's no Michael Jackson. There's no jam on there. No,
right. Or I Believe I Can Fly on there.
Right.
So it's not going to be. It may not outlast the song. Outlast the album.
Yeah, definitely. It's not iconic music on this particular I mean, but
and see, I think don't you feel like they should have tried to do that too?
I don't think
like make it a
that
great
type of artist out right now. No, there's no. Is there an artist like that?
You just need a song. You just need a song. Like, I don't think R. Kelly wasn't that guy. He wasn't that dude. Yeah, he wasn't. He wasn't that dude. He was. I mean, he was famous, but he wasn't. I Believe I Can Fly put him to the stratosphere.
Yeah, but Beyonce is a Disney lady now. So.
Oh yeah, that's true. Well,
she signed Disney.
Justin Bieber,
I don't know, but she does.
Timberlake or somebody could have did some shit that would have, like a pop store could have made something that was.
Yeah, that Justin Timberlake troll song, that shit gonna live forever.
Yeah. So
you're right. I mean, I guess you could have brought out.
Think about it. I'm happy gonna live forever because I'm happy.
Yeah. Like, that's I remember the soundtrack more than I remember the movie.
Yeah, and
so it was like I think they should have tried hard. Yeah, I think they should have tried to do that. But I don't agree with you, Rob. I think they could have updated the cartoon.
Yeah, I don't know about changing.
It's been like 25. It's been 25 years of new cartoons. I would have been fine.
Yeah,
but I think it's a Warner Brother property, so you have to use Warner Brothers cartoons.
Shame on them for not updating.
I don't think that was the issue with the movie though. I mean, Don Cheadle was Don.
I heard Don Cheadle was good.
Right, Don Cheadle's Don Cheadle.
Don Cheadle's good. Yeah, he's good in everything. That's given.
I mean, and LeBron is fine as an actor. I mean, I know who he is as an actor because I've seen him in shit with Amy Schumer. So it's the same thing. I mean, some of it might be dialogue. What in the Matrix hell? Like it was like, okay. but like you say, he is on top of the block. The blockbuster, the top of the box office, I should say. So he beat out Black Widow. He did post high haters to all the people who were talking down on the movie. I mean, obviously it did well, even if it's on HBO Max as well, because you can watch it. I mean, that's where I watch it.
He can't say that about. I don't think he should be saying high haters, because if anybody was in the spot of fucking Space Jams, it would have been a blockbuster movie because it's Space Jams. Like,
well, no, because people was hating at the fact that he made Space Jam. So I don't know.
But that's the same. I'm saying half of them people went to watch the movie.
Yeah, right, but there were a lot of people that were hating on him for making Space Jam.
You ain't Michael Jordan. Like, if Kyrie Irving made Space Jam, people's gonna go see it.
Right.
Like it didn't. It don't matter. Like Space Jam is a franchise.
Yeah, but I think only LeBron could make Space Jam if it's not Michael Jordan, or maybe Kobe Bryant. That would be.
You don't think Kyrie Irving could have did it? Uncle Drew.
Nah.
Uncle Drew was a. Nah.
I asked my son what he liked better. He still says Uncle Drew is still. I mean, he watched that all the time. I mean, but Uncle Drew is different than Space Jam because maybe it's the cartoon characters.
They don't know them motherfuckers, yo. Don't nobody know who Bugs Bunny is.
Everybody know who Bugs Bunny is.
Man,
listen,
man.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't. They don't care about them the way that they care about these other characters that they grew up with.
I don't know, but
nobody grows up with Bugs Bunny
care about cartoons at all, so it's hard to say.
They do. Kids watch cartoons.
My son don't. He don't really rock with any real cartoons like that.
Both my kids still watch cartoons.
Like he don't. Like I don't think he watches any cartoon.
And see, as my kids was growing up, they never watched those type of cartoons. It was always like Adventure Time and
that's what I'm saying. Like we can't have Adventure. If they go to Adventure Time or Gumball, the world of Gumball goes on Space Jam. Like that would be more modern for what we're talking about. I just don't. I'm upset about Bugs Bunny. That's all. I can't get over Bugs Bunny like 60 years old, and they still like that's their best guy. Like, come on, yo! I like
they do something to you, man. He
didn't. I like Bugs Bunny. I'm just like, yo, update Warner Brothers catalog. Update your catalog.
And you can still play. You can there is theme park and things. It's at Six Flags. So if you go to Six Flags,
oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Looney Tune shit. So there you go. They do that. So people do know who Bugs Bunny.
That's
Lola
true.
Was Lola in the first one? I don't even know.
Yeah, Lola was in the first one.
I used to like Tiny Toons, nigga.
Yeah, Tiny Toons.
Yeah. So they've had. So I think they're still iconic enough.
Tiny Toons was dope. I think Tiny Toons came out before Space Jam, the first one. Space Jam came out. We was 16. I was a kid when Tiny Toons came out.
Is that when Space Jam came out?
Space Jam came out in '96.
Oh, really? Well, that's probably why it didn't really affect me that much.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You ain't really like it like that. You like the soundtrack,
right? Because I don't remember.
That's what we remember.
And I probably was. I wasn't
huge, like damn near 18 years old. Bro.
Right. Yeah, he's a grown man.
And I wasn't a huge Michael Jordan fan either.
Right? Yeah, you ain't watch. You was
like,
rocking. I Believe I Can Fly in the jam.
Right. Yeah, it was only Jam. Michael Jackson.
Jam.
Damn, that was it.
Jam.
Right. Was that Chubb Rock or was that Heavy D?
Heavy D.
Chubb.
All right. Yeah. All right. Is there anything else? I mean, I don't have too much other thing to talk about.
Devin said, "Fuck y'all niggas."
He ain't text or nothing.
Fuck y'all niggas. I'm out of here. He could put the Kanye on us.
Let me see who's on. I'm looking at the soundtrack. Who's on the soundtrack for Space Jam? You got, like I said, Lil Baby and Kirk Franklin.
I like that song though.
24 Karat Golden. You got See Me Fly.
What 24? What's the name of 24 Karat Golden song?
Control the World. It has Lil Wayne in it.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I like that song too.
You got Chance the Rapper and John Legend and Simba, which is See Me Fly. I can see me fly. I think it's change the words.
I can see me touch the sky.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, yo, remember
affirmations?
Yo, the Space Jam, the original Space Jam soundtrack was really good. Yo.
Yeah, I mean, this got solid artists on here.
I'm just saying, like, it's so many hits, like Seal Fly Like an Eagle, even the Quad City DJ, Space Jam, I Believe I Can Fly, of course. Hit 'Em High by Busta Rhymes.
That era of movie soundtracks, was a little different because I mean that was also the '90s R&B soundtrack.
Ooh, Barry White and Chris Rock, the Basketball Jones. That used to be so fucking funny.
Yeah, but you got artists on. You got Sweetie with Salt and Pepper and Cash Doll. You got Little Uzi Vert.
Salt and Pepper made it back.
Yeah, they don't call a song called Hoops.
You got Salt and Pepper's on the original Space Jam. They're on the original soundtrack too. Upside Down, Round and Round.
So you got a little Tekka on here. You got Dame Dollar on here, and G-Eazy, P-Lo, White Dave.
Monica for You I Will was on that soundtrack.
You're right. That's why that was a good soundtrack.
But it was, I mean, I think that was
I Turn to You by All For One.
Era of soundtracks.
Oh, it definitely was. They was trying to build albums. They was trying to build albums. One song albums.
Soundtracks nowadays. Nobody care about soundtracks.
Yo,
really.
Tell me this, y'all. Have y'all listened?
Even to Bugs Bunny on it? Is Bugs Bunny on Space Jam? I'm sorry, Yoda. Is Bugs Bunny on the Space Jam too?
He might have something on there. They don't specifically say him
Porky
on
Pig,
here.
Somebody.
They don't say them like featuring Porky Pig or.
What was you gonna say, Yoda?
Did y'all listen to Tyler Creators?
I listened to some of it.
I was listening to Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis.
That shit is crazy.
Terry Lewis.
They got a new album.
What the
or they got their first album. I'm sorry, not a new album. Their first album.
WJS
right. And you talk about Looney Tunes.
Right, nigga. You talk about
Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. Oh the shit.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's
Looney Tunes.
Jimmy Jam and Terry Looney Tunes ain't making no new cartoons. Their newest cartoon is Space Jam. Their last cartoon was Space Jam 1. They ain't made no new cartoons in between.
Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, it's their first album.
Janet Jackson came, yes, their very first album, but they've been producing forever.
Yeah, but
it's always new shit. Always new shit. It's not the same.
I'm sure if you go to Six Flags, you probably see a whole lot of new shit from Looney Tunes. You don't go to Six Flags like that. You ain't out here.
I go to Six Flags enough to know that's the same shit every year. It hasn't changed, man. It's the same shit since 1997.
You act like they did something. You didn't like that.
Nah, I just want to update the cartoon.
Like Wile E. Coyote never caught Roadrunner. Like, how does motherfucker never catch this?
That was first of all, that was dumb. But that's not the point. The point is, like, update the fucking cartoons. Like, update the cartoons. Don't just gloss them. To put a glossy thing on them and call them new cartoons. They're not new.
I don't think they call them new. They call classics.
That's right.
They are classic. They are in the same running as.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we already saw they box off.
I know you do, Yoda. We'll see. That's fine.
They top of the box office. They saw. Oh,
Pop Smoke new album was good. It's good too.
Okay, I saw he had a lot of
features.
A lot of features on it. Oh, but I mean, if posthumously, it's like Tupac's joint. It was like where it had people that he might not even work with.
Right.
It was like, yeah, we want you on this album.
Yeah, but the album's pretty good. But you know what? I had a conversation one day about rappers, and I was talking about how I don't like the Baby anymore because all this shit is just the same.
Yeah.
But like with Pop Smoke, I kind of expected to be the same way because he didn't really have a time to like switch it up to going into a different lane. So I'll listen to shit that sound the same from Pop Smoke. I can accept that.
Yeah, because somebody said, "Yo, if I knew the Baby was gonna give us the same thing from what's the first song you made? That was Pop. That was
Suge.
If they said we were gonna hear Suge 47 times, I would have been down with it.
I thought that. I thought he was gonna go somewhere somewhere different, but nah, everything's the same, and none of them make sense if you listen to the songs. So they always say, "I'm gonna run up on a nigga, shoot him in the head, pop, pop, fuck a bitch on the couch, fuck a bitch." Like, dude, like where you just shot a nigga, now you just smashing somebody, like in the same verse. Like, what's happening?
Take a shower in between.
Just
a lot of gun residue.
Then he go back to talking shit about shooting niggas, and then it's like, come on, man.
Right, and at this point, bro, at this point, you should be growing because now you're in a different tax bracket,
right? Yeah.
So your content should grow with your lifestyle. I would assume, but I mean, maybe his lifestyle hasn't changed because he still be getting arrested or shit for crazy shit. So you'd be like, I don't know, maybe he hasn't learned to grow, be better. I don't know.
I mean, I think that's just what people like now, though, too, because I think they like the fact that that's what his style and how he raps, and people just like it. I mean, because Megan Thee Stallion at the end of the day is the same way. She the same thing. All her shits is just about the same shit too. Okay. But people like it, so I guess don't break it if it ain't. I mean, don't fix it if it ain't broke.
Right. Sure. I mean, and I think, I mean, how many women are out there really doing it? I think a lot of that has to do with that. I guess that's why on Megan Thee Stallion's behalf, I guess she is not too many women out there doing. I mean, because Nicki will tease you with a feature, but she ain't dropping albums, or she might drop one or two songs on and then old shit like she just did with earlier. So she's like the only one that's consistently putting out new shit. So I think that's why Nicki. I mean, that's why Megan is. Her consistency is what's winning her over, and that's probably what the Baby is too. Like you can always, I'm gonna keep coming with you. You ain't gonna forget me. I'm gonna hit you.
Yeah, that's probably it. But
so they're keeping the algorithm popping. They're like, we always in this algorithm.
I can't stand the City Girls, yo. I don't like them bitches. Sorry.
I don't mind it. The only thing I didn't like Twerkulator because that wasn't the Percolator song. That was Planet Rock. That's not the Twerkulator. Now, if you would have rapped over the Percolator, that shit would have made sense.
How you rap over that?
I don't know, but I'm gonna get over the flow, but get out there. You should have found a way.
Well, the one girl already don't rap on beat anyway, so she could have rapped over that.
You would have did it, but don't give me Planet Rock and tell me it's Percolator.
They did.
That's the only thing that's the only thing I didn't really like. I was like, yeah, this is crazy. But he's in
that's a valid complaint.
Yeah, he having a laptop issue. That's why Dev fell off.
Anybody
watch the Pop joint on Pop joint on Netflix?
I watched some of them. They're pretty good. Like they're very informative. I watched the
one. I'll be out the loop. What is we talking about?
I watched the one with T-Pain on Netflix.
It's like Pop something. It's something I Love Pop or something like that, but it's a show. I mean, it's a series about like pop. Like I think it's that Boys and Men, T-Pain. I didn't watch it. I keep on seeing it pop up on my screen, but I haven't watched it because I probably was watching Sex Life. But that's a different story. Well, I didn't even really watch that. So,
but they had
watching Dave. Dave.
How a lot of writers come from like overseas.
Oh, really?
One particular place I can't remember. Not Sweden. But somewhere like that, you'll be surprised. Like
probably Sweden. Like, it's not Sweden.
It might have been Sweden, but it's crazy.
Sweden got a 4-day week.
Yo, and they got all the writers and all the good music.
Amazing. They saying that 4 weeks isn't this.
Yeah, the governor or the governor, but whoever the president or whatever is trying to make it a legal thing.
What? Right, so they got a 3-day weekend every week.
Yeah.
You should. Don't say it's 3. Don't. That's how I should get that 3-day.
Yeah,
time. That's Friday. That ain't the fucking weekend.
Right.
Half of that shit.
I'll be working on a Friday.
Yeah.
Damn, that's lit. They ain't
that's the whole thing. Here. I mean,
nobody said we lazy.
But see, that's not even true because we work the hardest. We take the less vacation in the world. So that's a myth that they like to perpetrate on Americans that we
make you work
lazy.
We work more.
We work more than anybody in this room, and that's why we have the highest level of stress shit. That's probably why people.
You think we work more than China?
Well, that's a different story because that's communist shit.
No motherfucker be working 18-hour shifts.
But like other places like Sweden or Switzerland or even England or in Spain where they have siestas and stuff like that, and like they shut down and they actually people are encouraged to use their vacation where we like people be like, yeah, I got 4-week vacation, then you go apply. Yeah, I would like to do my week. Denied. Like,
right. Yeah.
Right.
I want to use my week. What are you talking about? And I think that's we have a
but them same companies would be like, no, you can't take vacation, and then be pissed when you call off for that sick day.
Right. And the same people that say that, and then they be like, where the CEO at? In Spain in his motherfucking yacht.
Right. On vacation. On vacation.
Yep.
Right. You be like, oh, okay, this is how we plan it.
Yep. That's how they do you.
Right. That's why all these motherfuckers try and go to space. Like that's like, yo, what's going on? All these millionaires try to get to Mars. like, all right, son, what's going on, son? Y'all trying to leave this place? I see you. They know what's fucking going on here.
Right.
Every one of them. I mean, some of that might just because I got all this money. What the fuck I'm gonna do with it? Oh, I'm gonna go to space. I think a lot of that has to do with it. Yeah. They said Jeff Bezos is worth like $200 billion or something like that, and it only take like $60 million to end homelessness in America or some shit like that. It was something crazy where he would still have a whole lot of money.
Right.
That is crazy.
Billionaires is really weird. Like no one needs to be a billionaire, and all their money they would still be billionaires if they gave it and just said, "Hey, we're going to solve hunger. We're going to make the food bank so everybody that wants to eat can eat, and we'll make sure it's supplied for the next 30 years."
Right.
They will still be billionaires.
but I think that has something to do with some of the things that people are taught. It's always funny to me where people be like, I love capitalism, while working at McDonald's, be like, that's why I love capitalism. But yet, how you gonna you love capitalism because you one day could be Bill Gates, but you ain't doing nothing to be Bill Gates.
No.
Like, what the fuck you doing?
Right. You working to help Mr. Kroc. You're not going to help Mr. Kroc become a billionaire. Thank you for working at McDonald's.
Right. So yeah, so you should be taxed pretty. I mean, could you imagine the healthcare system, the education system, the roads and bridges and buildings like in Surfside should not be falling the fuck down.
Right. Right.
That is why you should be taxed like crazy because.
But that's the thing. Like you could tax an individual, but you can't. Like if I don't have the money in my account, you can't tax it. So if I have the stocks or I have real estate, you can't tax it until I sell it. So as long as my money is tied up I'm worth $200 billion, but I'm only liquid. He's probably only liquid like $60 million.
Right. Yeah, which
you know what I mean? Which is still a lot of money. And if you would tax his stocks and tax his real estate.
And I think I used to do something crazy. I don't think it's legal now, but I remember people used to go, if you lived in New York, like right before tax season, you would transfer to Florida because they didn't have taxes. They would transfer their shit to Florida, and so they wouldn't have to pay taxes on it. That shit is crazy to me. Like that is amazing. What crazy as fuck.
Or or just like our incorporation laws. Like there's so many places that just have a PO box. So many companies and corporations that just have a PO box in Delaware because it's easier to incorporate here than it is any other place in the world. Yep. And we don't really benefit. Like our benefit is that we don't have to pay tax on shit until the end of the year. That's the benefit. But those jobs aren't here. Like those companies don't work here. It's like one person, and it's thousands of companies.
Right. Right. I think I think going back to the space thing, because you got Richard Branson, you got Jeff Bezos, what's the other name? Elon Musk. Trying to go to space because I think the issue is everybody found out about the things people were building over in New Zealand and where they were they had like the end of the apocalypse buildings that they were making in New Zealand. Everybody found out about them, so they're like, shit, that ain't gonna work either because the niggas know where we at. We gotta go to Mars where they can't really get to it. You can't.
The Mars is for just the rich people to get there.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, that's true. That shit gonna be exclusive golf courses of that motherfucker. That shit gonna be lavish up there.
All types of alien shit going on.
At the end of the day, you got to think there's the probability of us being the only living species in the universe is highly unlikely.
Right.
Like there have to be other motherfuckers out there.
Yeah, it definitely is. I always believe
definitely
in aliens.
different. Like you might have ice people in Pluto because it's too far from the sun to survive.
Right.
So you have ice folks, but it's still got unless
Or like
see on the other side there might be another fucking sun on the other side.
I was about to say our belief is that our sun is what powers everything. But what if something else powers life and it's not the sun?
Right.
Or if our sun is 1,000 stars out here, but our sun is the biggest one?
Right.
It's a bigger sun out there somewhere, isn't it? We only in one galaxy.
Think stars like small suns, so maybe you don't need
a
lot.
Maybe ours is like over. It's like superstar.
Right. And yeah, like you said, I mean, we had evolution and all that shit, so I'm sure aliens are not. They're aliens, yes, but whatever they call themselves
back home.
They
call us aliens.
Right. They probably came here and like, oh, this motherfuckers is trash.
We'll come back in 1,000 years.
Like, these motherfuckers is. I mean, we out here destroying each other, destroying the planet. And they're like, oh, these motherfuckers ain't learned shit. We gave
technology to them.
Right. We gave them a good shit, but they keep on hindering it. I mean, like I think people had technology. You could turn piss to water, drinking water, and niggas like, nope. You can probably run a car on water. They was like, nope. So they be burying the technology. And I'm under the belief that, and I think I said this before. What if oil is Earth's blood? Like when it's all tapped out,
taking it.
What do we do? And we just take it. Yeah.
We die and it starts over.
All right. I don't think I got anything else. I think I am rambling. Before we go, does anybody else have anything else to talk about?
I ain't got shit.
We did 2 hours. Right? We did 2 hours.
Yeah. All right.
They did one.
Well, before we go, we know we always like to wrap up and tell everybody how they can find you. How can they find you?
You can find me, your boy, on IG at IM302 Yoda.
All right.
And on Clubhouse.
Clubhouse.
I know. You been on Clubhouse all the time, yo?
Yes, you do.
I do.
I be popping up. The Talking in the Hip Hop Club. I be like,
that's
like it's cool, but it's also gonna be annoying. Like you see everybody who's talking. Like some of the people I don't even follow. I'm not sure why they pop up on my phone.
Yo, and sometimes I'll pop in the room and it'd be like 3 people in the room. I'm like, oh, I don't even know what's going on. I don't want to be. I don't want to start the room.
Yo, sometimes I be jumping in people's room and they don't allow me to talk because I'm gonna talk, nigga.
Lou, where can they find you?
Yeah, man. I'm Lou Belgium, and I am on them Instagrams.
All right, and you can find Dev at Dev Drinks Craft Brew on Instagram. Right, that's Dev Drinks Craft Brew.
Nice, yeah.
And you can find Bruising Bandit Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Bruising Bandit Podcast. You can listen to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, anywhere you listen to podcasts. You can even watch us on YouTube, like some of you are doing now. And you can watch us on Facebook, as some of you also are doing now. You can rewatch it if you want to watch it again. It drops on Tuesday. You can go to www.bruisingbanter and you find all the links that we are playing on. You can also check out some merch. And I'm sure there's some ads popping up on there for AdSense, so you can also support that way too by just clicking on them ads.
I thought you said ass. I was good.
Clicking on that ass.
Some ass popping up on there. Let me go on there.
Click all on that ass. If you go there to click on that ass, you're not gonna find what you're looking for. Don't do that.
Click that ad, girl. Make that. And if you want to follow me, Rob G, Rob Stay Bruising. Right there. My followers is going up a little bit because I actually started being engaged on my page. I think they went up like 40 over the week. I'm like, hey, look at that. Look, I just start posting consistently.
Good for you.
It's to happen. Yeah.
Also, spread the word, guys. October the 9th is the Delaware Beer Fest. You get 10% off still with discount codes if you go to DelawareBeerFest.com. and use the promo code BREWCREW, BREWCREW.
Yes,
we may have I guess next week.
Yeah, that's next week.
Yeah,
that's next week.
We got a guest next week. talk more about the Delaware Beer Fest.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, because I know he's a
busy guy. Yeah, he's a busy man.
What else? Oh, it's funny when I'm beer tending, people be like, "Yo, there's a beer fest coming up here." I'd be like, "Yeah, you can use promo code Brew."
Right, there you go. That's how you do it.
Yeah, we're about to put that right on top when you working. It just be your shirt.
Yeah.
I was like, "Yep, you sure can." All right. This has been episode 127 of Brews and Banter podcast.
Yeah.
Until next time.
Have a good week, everyone.
Have you ever met a girl that you tried to date, but a year to make love, she wanted you to wait? Let me tell you a story of my situation. I was talking to this girl from the U.S. nation. The way that I met her was on tour at a concert. She had long hair and a short miniskirt. I just got on stage dripping, pouring with